Yeah, hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are we all doing? Ah, good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me. How are we all doing, please? Oh, my guest for tonight is around. Our guest for tonight is around. So, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, Filaiga, exactly. I actually want this filler to be my signature appearance now. Anytime you see me live, you must see me on this cap. Filai Godoma announce the presence me. So I'm trying to invite more people to also join us on this live session. So pardon me that I am checking my phone as I speak to you. I am live now. So let's try and invite more people to also join us. Let's try and invite more people to join us. Good evening. Is it okay to join from Ibile Claudia? Anyone, man. You're free to join us from any of your platform. Any of your platform is cool, man. Thank you so much. I am also trying to invite more people to join us. Yep. Let me just try to invite more people to join us on this live session. Please try to invite more people to join us on this live session. It's going to be an amazing time here. It's going to be an awesome session as usual. We don't just come here to share with what's not, as in what doesn't make sense rather. We don't come here to do that. So I am trying to also share and invite more people to join us on this live session. Please try to invite more people to join us on this live session as well. Please invite more people to join us. I am already doing that. This session is going to be very amazing. Welcome, Lumi Stitches. You're welcome, Lumi Stitches. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on this live session. Let me invite more people so that we can kickstart, because I know this session is going to be something that Oma Rosie gan. Because the person that is here is not someone that knows how to gbé ọ̀rọ̀ pamọ́. Yes, if you don't understand Yoruba, abeg, pardon me. But if you understand Yoruba, congratulations. So the person that is here tonight doesn't know how to hide. She doesn't know how to sugarcoat matter. So please, let's do well to invite more people to join this live session. Yes, I can see that people are joining us now. Let's power tap. Let's let's share this for more people to be able to have access to this live session. Let's do that. It's going to be very interesting. So going forward, anytime you come live and you did not see me on my cap, please ask me, Otumba, where is your cap? Hope nobody has actually taken your cap, or now, show your cap. That's what people used to call it. So I am trying to wait for a few seconds for people to join us on this live session, so that at least they will know why we are here and see what's up here. thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. More people are joining us. More people are joining us. So thank you for joining us. Let me share to more people as well. This is not, one of those ordinary conversations that you should just allow to go like that. Rara, this is a conversation you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss this one at all. You don't want to miss this at all. I am inviting more people to join us. Okay, good. So we have about 17 people live with us here now. So before I bring our guests tonight, before I bring the only person I call Mami, yes, I call her Mami. Anytime I call her, she's expecting that from me straight up. Mami, Ekalema. So before I bring her up here, I need to just say one or two things to us about the topic of discussion for tonight. You see, majority of us, we have a business. Oh, before I go ahead, let me introduce myself. My name is Vincent Ayobami Olukoya, popularly called Otumba. Yes, I love the name. I love to be called Otumba. Let me sit down very well because this conversation is going to be long. So, my name is Vincent Ayobami Olukoya. I am popularly called Otumba. I am a fashion designer. I'm a fashion business coach, just like I am doing here. I have an online school, Fashion Entrepreneurs Business Academy, and I do a couple of things, a lot of things. I do them. Thank you so much for joining us, Chumzi Stitches. Thank you so much for joining. So I do a lot of things, and one of the things that I do, I decided to focus on one part of it this time around. Otumba, my cap, yes. So anytime you don't see this cap, please always ask me for this cap. So this is going to be my signature cap. You can see the cap. Anytime I am live on this session, this cap must always be on my head. So always ask for this cap anytime I am live. If you don't see it, tell me, Otumba, go and bring your cap. Go and bring your cap straight away. And I will make sure I go ahead to go and bring it. So back to what I was trying to say. A lot of us, we are running the fashion business. We are, not even fashion business alone. We are running businesses, and this is our high. You don't see Shege. You don't see Shege Promas. Someone said I should sow seed with the caps. Instead of you to even sow seed for seeing a fine cap like this, you are telling me to sow seed. Now you go sow seed though. Don't worry, I know how to get you. I'll come to your inbox now. So you be the one to sow seed. So thank you for telling me that you will sow seed for this cap. So I am expecting it very soon. So back to what I was trying to say. A lot of us, we have a business. We are running a fashion business. And one way or the other, don't let me say we are not really making the kind of sales we are supposed to be making. And there is something that is really causing it. Now, I am... we all know, we all talk about this. Someone just gave my cap name. Thank you. We are sow a seed to that name. Sow a seed to that name. The cap now has a name. It's called Glittering Island Cap. So please sow a seed for me for this cap. So thank you so much. Fashion designer in Kaka Ayobo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, having the wrong staff can really be a big deal, can affect our business. It can, if you have the wrong staff, your business could seem well. If you have the right staff, what do you expect? Your business will also, experience what it's supposed to experience. Please, I need us to power tap this live session so that more people will be able to, know more about this class. And at the same time, please try to invite so more people to also join this live session. So like I was trying to say, if you have the right set of staff, your business will experience growth. If you have the wrong type of staff, you know what that means. But I won't be the one to be doing much of the talking this night. I'll be bringing someone I call my mama. She's a jagaban in the industry. She's no other person than Mama Doyin Shonubi. Yes, I am looking for her. Mama, I beg, where you do? Mama Biko, where you do? Please kindly send a request to me to join. Send a request to me to join me now. I'm trying to look for you to bring you up. Please send a request to join me. Send a request to join me, please. Yeah, send a request to join me now. I'll bring you up immediately. I see your request. Okay, thank you. So I'm expecting to see your request now so that we kickstart immediately. I don't want us to waste too much of our time at all. Nah. I don't want us to waste too much of our time. I want us to just enter class straight away. Let's enter class straight up. I'm waiting for your friend. I'm waiting for your request, please. It's the cap for me. Be like say this cap the channel right. Cap in channel wole. Cap in channel wole. Thank you. Someone said it's the cap for me. Please, we are waiting for the request from R. Once I can't see R, that's why I'm unable to bring her up myself. Okay. I've sent an invite to her. I've sent an invite to you. Please just accept the invitation that I sent to you. I just sent an invite to you now. Okay, good. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming around.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Hello, Tuba.
Hello, good evening, Ma. You're welcome.
I'm trying to. Do you want me to put on my camera? Because I think my bandwidth is a bit low. I don't know what's going on.
It's okay then. You don't necessarily need to put on your camera, Ma.
Oh, okay. All right then. If I'm able to, I'll just put it on. I like people to see my face. I'm excited.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, Ma. I do not intend to waste too much of our time tonight, and that is why I am bringing you up straight up. So
Okay.
I've done a little bit of introduction. So please, I need you to just take over. I know you like my cap, so don't worry. I know, and I know you pay for it. I know you. So please just take over from where I stopped, Ma. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, everyone, or whatever the time is where you're watching from. My name is Doyin Shonubi. I am a fashion entrepreneur. I manage a fashion school called ABSL Fashion Institute based in Lagos, Nigeria. And I also manage the affairs of Ibile Clothiers. That's our clothing brand, also in Lagos, Nigeria. I've been in the business of fashion since 2012. That's, taking out the time I started learning. I started learning from 2010 till, there about around 2012 when I decided to start my own fashion business. So tonight I will be talking to us about, hiring and, firing employees.
Okay.
I want to believe we are all entrepreneur. Is that correct, Otumba? Are we all entrepreneurs on this platform tonight?
Actually, everybody here are into the fashion business, and yeah, we are all entrepreneurs.
Fantastic. Yes. Fantastic. Okay, great. So I want to know, do we all have our businesses? Do we have, or we are still learning, or we are still thinking of starting our business. Have we all started our businesses? It doesn't matter if you're working from home or you already have your store, your office, your showroom where you display your wares. Are we all do we have we
I
kickstart
think
our
they are
businesses?
responding in the comment section already. Yes.
Okay, I can see. Sorry, I am not good at reading comments. Otumba, so you might have to help me in that aspect so that I don't get distracted.
Chomi Stitches said, I have started. Zoge woman said, I have one. Patience, is it? Patience Odibo said, I have. Buchi said, I have a.
Fantastic.
Paku Creation said, I have a yes, ma. So virtually every one of them have actually started a business.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So I asked that question so that I'll have an idea of, those I'm talking to. We can't see our faces right now. So here's my second question. How many of us have people working with us in our businesses? If you've employed someone working with you, you're not the only one working anymore. How many of us? Okay, Otuba, I can see your hand. I can see your hand.
Others are saying yes,
I have.
we have.
Okay.
Someone said not yet. Someone said I have staff.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great.
So all of them
Okay.
are saying I have. Some said they don't.
Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem, because tonight we will be talking on how to, hire extra hands to help you in your business. We will be looking at when to hire a staff, whether your tailor, administrative staff, your supervisor, your production staff, and anyone that you need to come into your business to help you. So we will also be looking at when to fire a staff. Okay, so the first one is when to hire. The second one is when to fire. The third one is how to go about hiring and firing. Okay, and the last one, if time permits, we'll be looking into the hiring and firing policy, because as business owners we should have something called like a handbook, like a Bible or Quran that would guide every of our business activities, and that's the SOP, standard operating procedure. If you don't have it, it's also fine. You can have a policy. It can be as simple as simple English. We must have that. So first, we will be looking at when to hire tailors. Like I said, as entrepreneurs, it is very, very important to know when to hire tailors or any administrative staff or any extra hand to come into your business. Okay, so I've written out some few points on when to know when to hire extra hand. As entrepreneurs, I will be telling a bit of story as well, right? So I'll be telling you what I read online since for the past 10 years and what I have applied in my own business and the result I have gotten, so that it won't be like, oh, if you go online you see everything she's talking about and I've tried it and it hasn't worked. So I will also be talking about what has worked for me. So when we say entrepreneur, every entrepreneur, there is a point in our business that we will be doing everything, right? You'll be, for example, we are all tailors, right? You've gone to fashion schools or fashion house to learn, and it's that time when you have to start your own business. You will be the first person to start your business, no matter what you're doing. If you're a baker, as long as you're an entrepreneur, you're going to be the only person to start your business until you start getting more clients. There's something called clientele. You start creating your clientele. As your clientele base starts increasing, you definitely know that you cannot do it alone. And in fashion business, irrespective of your niche, whether you're a bespoke designer or you're into ready to wear, you're into bulk production, you're into styling, you would have different departments in your organization. And like I said, as a beginner, you will man every department yourself when you're just starting. It doesn't make sense to hire people when you don't have clients to sew for. Or what do you think it makes sense for you to hire people when you don't have a lot of people you want to sew for? No. So you start. So I'll just give an example of when I started. So when I started, it was just me. I was the only one. I was marketing my business. Facebook just came on then. I was always on Facebook. I was always talking about. So I'm trying to tell you how I built my clientele base. I was marketing. I was posting right from fashion school. When I started learning, I started posting on my Facebook personal page. Right. If you go to that page, you will see all my posts from 2010. Right. Then I started getting customers from word of mouth, telling people. My husband did a bit of marketing for me. If you have a good spouse, you are lucky that can market for you. So my husband was marketing for me. I was talking about my business. I was, I made free garment for my sisters, my friends, people that could talk about my business. So what I was doing was on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I would take on, once I've taken on orders, I would design. I was the pattern maker, I was the tailor, I was the cutter, I was the everything. I was the one going to the market to buy everything I needed to complete my order. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I will cut all my clients' orders. Then I might not, finish, I might not use the whole of Wednesday. So from Wednesday to Friday, I would sew. However, when I'm taking client order, what I was doing, which was a bit an aspect of administrative, was to tell my client that their order will be ready in 2 weeks. Right. So I have a whole 14 days. Even if I have 5 orders in that week, within the space of 2 weeks, I will be able to deliver. So I'm giving you some points that could go into your policy if you are the only person, doing everything in your business as a startup. Right. So, and in 2 weeks, I will deliver. I know when to go to the market. I know when to create the patterns and all of that. And I was communicating effectively with the clients. Now, when my clientele base started increasing, I knew I couldn't do it alone anymore. So I employed a tailor. Now let's get started. When to hire. So number one point is when your business growth demands it. In this example I just said, when I couldn't handle the order myself anymore, I needed to hire, and I hired just one tailor. I remained the pattern maker. Right. So Ibile Clothiers, as at 2012, Ibile Clothiers had 2 staff. The tailor that I hired and myself as a pattern maker. Just 2. And we were delivering. So when you get to a point where you consistently have more orders that you, or if you're 2, that any of your staff can handle, then you know that it's time for you to employ someone. If you promise your client that you're going to deliver in 2 weeks and you are unable to deliver in 2 weeks, then you should employ more hands. So point number 1, when your business growth demands it, that is point number 1, you need to hire someone. Another reason you might need to hire someone, apart from, being able to take on orders and delivering as at when due, is when you need specialized skills. So in designing, we have the pattern makers, we have the fashion illustrators, we have the bidders. I don't know, a lot of people are not going into bidding aspects, but there is money there.
Hmm.
There's there is money in bidding. Do you know how much they charge us when they want to bid for us? So when you need specialized skills like pattern makers, bidders.
Can I interrupt you, man?
Oh yeah, please go on.
You see, this issue, what you just talked about now, I mentioned it to them in the academy, I think some weeks ago. You are complaining that you are not making sales in your fashion business. Why not switch to go and learn bidding? Thank God, bidding is still part of fashion.
It is.
Why not go and learn bidding? And instead of you running after people, that wants to sew corset and the likes, you just be doing bidding for those that are making corsets, and you will make your money. I wanted to give someone gave me a job, wanted to bid a dress. Do you know I reached out to the person that would do the bidding for me? This lady charged per dress, she charged me 70K. And I wanted to do two dresses. So I really wish a lot of people they major in what they are supposed to major and not minor in what they are supposed to major. I don't understand it, but then I just to buttress the point you just made, that was why I interrupted you. Sorry about that. Please, you can proceed now.
That's fine. Thank you, Otuba. That's okay. And all these extra hands, you do not have to hire them permanently. For example, the bidding part that I just mentioned.
Sorry, ma'am.
Okay.
No, you mentioned something that you won't be able to really read comments like that. Now let me read the comments that someone just gave. Now someone said the bidding of a thing is stressful. Please, I want you to address that.
Which work is not stressful? Who said that? Gifted, the bidding of a thing is stressful. There's nothing that is not stressful now. It's okay if if it's not your area of interest. It's absolutely fine. But trust me, some people, they can bid. If you turn to bid, they will bid you because that's what they love. There's no work that is not stressful. You just have to develop, interest. It's okay if it's not your area of expertise or you're not interested in it. But trust me, if you say it in front of people that are bidding, they will tell you what's this one saying because they are used to it. You get used to tasks. You get used to, new things. When a lot of people, when they see pattern making, at first when I started learning pattern making, I thought, oh, what is this? Hey, I have to do like technical drawing and all of that. But because it was what I wanted, I was determined to succeed in it. There is nothing that is not, life itself is stressful. Right, but like I said, it's okay, it's fine if it's not your area of expertise or area of interest. If everybody is bidding, we will now do something else. So it's absolutely fine, and that's why we are talking about hiring. And that's one reason you can hire. You feel it's stressful, then give it to someone who thinks is very, very easy, who can do the job. So you can also hire in areas where you think you do not have expertise, where you lack expertise. That's one reason you should hire. And like I was saying, you don't have to hire anyone permanently. You can hire them on when you need them or on a part-time basis. Because see, we are in business to make money, and you can't put all your money out. You have to put them out, turn them into, profit. You have to get money back. Okay, so you should hire specialists in your businesses, because you, as a business owner, you must have vision, you must have mission, you must have goals, your goals and objectives. So if you are going to, if you want customers to keep coming into your businesses, if you want to keep making money, then you have to deliver. If you cannot deliver on your promise, then you lose your customers. So it's okay if you do not like an aspect, a stage in the production process. It's fine to employ people who can do it. And that's what we are talking about today. Right. So For example, if you introduce beaded fringe in your collection and your tailor struggle with beading, or you struggle with beading, you should hire someone who can bead. It's fine. Okay, so the next point is when you are expanding into a new business, into a new business areas. For example, if you are into bespoke, I major in bespoke tailoring and production. So if you're launching a ready-to-wear, for example, alongside your bespoke service, you might need a production tailor. Now, a production tailor is different from a bespoke tailor, because how production tailors are trained, they are trained to work very fast. I wouldn't say quality is not important. Quality is important, but you can't compare it to when you're creating a couture dress or a bespoke garment. So you might need to have a separate set of tailors for your bespoke tailoring and a separate set of tailors for your production. So it is important. A lot of people do not understand this. They tend to use the same set of people for different production. That's when headache comes in, because you've not trained them to work like they're working in a factory. They've been trained to create a garment from beginning to the end. Tailors that are into ready to wear, they don't necessarily have to create a garment from beginning to end. There's division of labor. Specialization is encouraged when you're talking about ready to wear tailors and all of that. So if you're launching a ready to wear alongside bespoke tailoring, you might need production tailors who specialize in bulk sewing. If you are also adding, for example, digital service like pattern making, and you are not a professional and you want to add it to the service you provide, you would employ a pattern maker. So it is very important to know when to ask for help. I'm not saying asking for help free of charge. When I say ask for help, employ someone who can do that job. Because in the end, if you are not satisfying your client, then that's it. That's the end of the business. That might be the end of the business. And that's what a lot of people are facing in their business right now. They are not good at their crafts, and they are not seeking help. If you're not good at a particular thing, you seek help. You employ people that will make your brand or product stand out. You can't possibly dish out terrible products and want people to come back and buy from you. No, it's not possible. It is not possible. Every fashion entrepreneur, fashion designer must have what is called a brand promise. So a brand promise is what you've told your clients that you will do, how you will treat them, how you will deliver. I was talking about policy in the beginning, that you must have a policy that says, for example, their garments will be delivered in 2 weeks. And for us, for example, per client, we can take maximum of 3 orders from you for us to be able to deliver in 2 weeks. We can't do more than 3, because you're not the only one we are serving. We are serving a lot of people, and we keep telling everybody 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. For example, if we get 10 orders in a day or in 2 days, and we're telling them 2 weeks, that means that 10 order must all be ready in 2 weeks. And I'm not bragging, I don't have a memory of us not delivering at the appointed time. Whenever we tell the client we're going to deliver, we deliver. We deliver even before.
When I grow up,
See, no, Otumba, you've promised them. Except you don't want them to trust you. You've promised them. They are giving you their money. So it is your problem. You must find ways to deliver to them. However, you're going to do it. As long as, see, I always tell my staff one thing. Anytime any client gives us their money like this, oh yeah, Eretibere, let's start working. You are responsible to them immediately, because they will tell you they've paid you and you have to deliver. So if you are on this call tonight and you are struggling, you're thinking, oh, how should I hire? Should I not hire? I want to believe you are getting clarity now. You should know when to hire, right? If you cannot do something, don't force yourself to do it to the extent of not delivering. Hire able hands. Please hire able hands. We are in business to make money and to keep selling. Don't chase your customers away. So another point, I think is the last point, when your business lacks organization or efficiency, from all these stories I've been talking about, you would have picked, when you know that you are not able to do certain things, right? If there is workflow issues, for example, you make mistakes. So, and this is when someone has not mastered their craft. So you've not mastered your craft. You can't even sew properly. You can't overlock neatly. Customers will now come. They want to try their outfits. They are seeing pins in their garments. They are seeing that you did not overlock the inner part of their garment. And instead of them, because customers are meant to come in, fit, possibly take it, because that's the goal. See, you must have a goal. So anytime I want my clients to come in, I want them to come in, fit, and take their garments and go. I don't want them to come back. You see, when they're coming by, it means there is an error or there is an amendment needed. So it should be part of your goal. Excellence should be part of your daily stuff now. You must be excellent at everything you do. So you must say that anytime clients comes in, they are coming to fit and they are going with. We are not remaking any garments. We are not amending any garments. We are not wasting fabrics. We are not wasting interfacing. We are not wasting threads. See, when you're not organized, you tend to waste a whole lot of years. When you yourself have not trained yourself not to, sometimes when you want to sew, if you're using any type of machine, industrial or domestic machine, and you have just 4 reelers and you want to change thread, then you take out the thread from the reeler and throw it in the bin. You yourself, you are wasteful. So what are you going to tell your staff? How are you going to train them? And the beauty of it, the good thing now is the whole world is going into waste management. We are all talking about circular economy, how we can turn our waste into maybe wearable garments or even other things. We have a project we are currently working on also at Ibile Clothiers. We have 2 bags where we put our pieces. See, all those pieces, don't throw them away anymore. You can use them to recreate. You can recycle them. And there are lots of programs. Lagos State is engaging entrepreneurs in one right now where you can turn your waste, irrespective of the industry you are. I attended a program that was launched about 3 weeks ago by Lagos State government. All they are talking about is waste, the climate change. And you, as a fashion person, you need to understand all of these things. So if you're not well organized, if you don't have control over your product, if you don't have control over every materials you use in your production, that means you need to improve your efficiency. That means you need someone who is well grounded in that aspect, that can say, oh, this is how we need to. Maybe you need an administrator, administrative officer that can double as a quality control person. It means you can no longer, maybe you don't even have knowledge of how to quality control, to do quality control and all of that. Okay.
The person said pieces recycling.
Oh yes. So all this, there was a time next brand in the UK was cutting. It wasn't. I don't think they were using pieces, oh, but they made some garments that looked like it was pieces.
Actually.
And I'm talking about 13, 14 years ago. So you can use your scrap, all those pieces that you cut and you throw, and let me even tell you something. At that event, I met this lawman, the people that carry our dirty. They have an initiative. You see all those dirty they pack from us. They are using it. They have an initiative. I met the head of the program, and she wanted me to come and take some fashion courses. All those fabric pieces that you are dumping, they are using it to create something. And that's because Lagos State is now, if you go to some stores in Lagos now and you want to buy groceries, if you don't go with your own bags, you will buy bags. Lagos State government has asked us for supermarket to start selling bags. And that's because they are trying to curb, how we litter our environment. And I'm happy a lot of people are accepting this initiative. You can turn your fabric pieces. You can, for example, mix it. You can go to the market and buy another fabric, a plain fabric, after you might have joined your fabric pieces together. Buy a plain fabric and make a shift dress and start selling. You can look for a name and call it a project. At the beginning of this session, I said we have a project we are handling. We are also doing the same. We are making bags. We've made different dresses. Another thing we are doing differently, let me give you one origin. It's okay, you can copy. Another thing we are doing differently is because we are also, I personally, I have accepted that initiative of no waste, zero waste. So I also want to pass that information across to people. And who are the people I'm talking about? My own customers. So any customer that places order of so amount, they get a free dress or a bag that we've made out of this, scrap, and a beautiful handwritten note just to introduce this initiative to them. And if any of them, I was talking about, any garments that we've made for them before and they are not interested in wearing, they can give us back and we can rent it out. That's all. That's what this program is about, right? When you rent out garments, we are also telling you don't buy garments that you wear just once and you throw away and you now litter the environment. No, use quality stuff. Okay, Otumba?
Now, I know some of us here might also want to ask that question because I've always wanted to ask the question. I know about this, your service of people renting a garment. We Nigerians, we always want to show ourselves. Once people say that, okay, aṣọ èèyàn bye bye, aṣọ téèyàn kan ti àwọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀ èèyàn kan ló tún wọ̀. What do you think about it? Because I actually thought of it that, okay, when people say that, okay, this person is wearing a used clothes, someone used it to snap, you are also wearing it again and also using it to snap. What do you think about that, place?
Excuse me. Personally, I feel it's a good initiative. If I open my wardrobe for you now, it's filled up. So I'll rather, rent a garment. If I have a Gengen event, I'll rather rent a garment, wear and go. Sometimes we make garments and we see people copying it now. The only difference is that, okay, it's probably maybe 2 or 3 of these garments from a particular store. So the store has rented it out to maybe 3 or 4 people. People see designs and copy it, if that's the problem of some people. I know some people have they are concerned about the spiritual aspect of it. Oh, someone has worn it. I don't know what spirit the person. We dry clean them. We dry clean. So even if any spirit is attached to anything, once it gets to the dry cleaner, once I don't know, but I don't know how all these spirit things work anyways. But I think it's just our mindset in this part of the world. I think it's our mindset in this part of the world. And I do not see anything wrong in it. And like every other thing, not everybody would accept anything that comes out. We not, that's why life is called life. We will not accept everything that is in vogue. Not everyone wears trouser. Not everyone wears short skirts and all of that. And it's fine. That is why it's called life. And that is why it is very important as business owners to look for your market. There are people looking for this. Otuba, you are distracting me with your cap. There are people
Someone is asking me that how much is my cap?
So you are marketing yourself. Well done.
Miriam, please, I'll come to your inbox because
So not everyone will not accept anything that comes out. So it is important for you as business owners, and that's why we are always saying, look for your market. Find your own market. Find your market. Anyone that feels, oh, if I wear another clothes that someone else has worn, bad spirits will enter. You cannot, it will be difficult for you to, it's not your job to start changing people's mindsets. Yes, put it out there. People that will buy the idea. I think Chioma posted something similar today. There are people who are saying, oh, I didn't know. It's a good initiative, blah, 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 blah. You will always find your market. Trust me. Okay, so we digress a little bit. So the last point for why you need to hire is, again, when you are overworked, you're overwhelmed. So I've gotten a few, messages from people that are saying, oh, I don't think this fashion business is for me. I'm frustrated. And the first thing I ask them, especially if I know them a little, if they are, our alumni, the first thing I ask them is, are you doing the work alone? And the answer is always yes. Of course, you will be tired if you're doing it alone. When you start feeling tired, it means growth has started happening. Probably you've started getting more orders than only you can take on. That means you need help. Don't wait until you cry before you now say, hey, I need help. Oh, that's automatic help. You need help. So please, anytime you feel overwhelmed, especially, fashion designers, yes, so Super said we are all fashion entrepreneurs here. If you're the only one handling the design, you're the only one sewing, you're the only one marketing, you're the only one doing customer service, then it's time to delegate. You can delegate by hiring staff to free up your time, so that you can also plan, strategize your business and start growing. If you're the only one doing it, trust me, you might think you're growing, you are not growing. If you get someone else to do it or do the work with you, then you will see the difference. Right. So I was talking about the policy. So I'm going to talk about the steps that you can take in hiring. So a lot of people have said, oh, how do you hire? How do you get your tailors? Personally, I get my tailors by advertising. I said I have been on Facebook since Facebook started, since 2010. I have been posting, and Facebook is like my safe home. So I always post. I put on my status now that WhatsApp status is active. I put on my status, but I do most of my hiring by posting in groups. If you belong to groups on Facebook or any platform, I do that.
Okay, Ma, please, I need to quickly say something before we go ahead. Please,
Okay.
if you have a question, kindly hold on. There will be time for you to ask your question, because if you are asking your question now, it's possible she's going to talk about your question. And you asking the question now will probably affect her. So please, I would suggest that you hold on with your question as time goes on, I will give you the opportunity to come up here to come and ask your question. Please, if you have sent a request to join me live or to join me up here, please, I am going to cancel all your requests. I only want people that wants to ask questions, and that will be at the right time, not now. Not now, please. So I will allow you to come and speak here if you have a question, but strictly for people that have questions to ask, not just anybody that wants to be up here. No, this is not a show. This is, we mean business here. I know you mean business as well, but then we really mean business here. So thank you. So please, you can proceed.
Okay, so I want to talk about how to go about hiring. So, and I said, if you're not like me, who is, because I get that some people call themselves introvert. I'm an introvert. A lot of people will not believe that. I know.
I don't
But
believe.
I only talk. I know. I only talk when I have to talk. Some people say, "Oh, I don't like showing my face. I don't like showing my face on Facebook. I don't like doing this." But when it comes to my business, I do that. So I seek for staff by posting on my Facebook. If you are not on any of these social media platform, then there are hiring agencies. I don't know if a lot of you know that there are hiring agencies that you can connect with, and they would connect you to tailors or other staff, administrative staff, and all of that. There are agencies that focus on fashion designers only. There are agencies that focus on other aspects of other industry. Right. So if you feel it's a lot of work posting on your social media handles, using your social media handle, then you can look for these people. And I think these people, they are online as well. So you still have to go online. So there's nothing like, oh, I don't like going online. I don't like, I like my comfort zone. When it comes to your business, you cannot be too comfortable. You have to speak. You have to look for ways to grow your business. So once I get responses, before I call them in, I would have defined the role clearly. What do I mean by that? So if I want to hire a tailor, what do I want this tailor to do? For as an example, I want this person to only cut and sew. You are not designing. You must be specific with your roles. You must outline the skills. You must outline the skills that you want in this person. You must talk about the experience. You must talk about the attitude. So when I make a tailor's post, for example, I would mention the post, which is tailoring. I would say if it's permanent or temporary. You have to be clear, in your request. I would say if it's so I will state the requirements. They must have a minimum of 6 months. They must have learned for 6 months. Some people would say, oh, they must have 2 years experience. They must be able to use industrial machine, and they must be able to use overlocking machine. It's fine. Just state your requirement. For me, there is one requirement that tops every other requirement. It is the willingness to learn. People, please don't employ anyone that is not willing to learn. It's going to be a big war. You say that willingness to learn. When you employ anyone who is willing to learn, it will just, the journey will just be smooth. You won't be frustrated. Right. So you have to define the role clearly under the hiring process. You have to test for skills. You have to test their skills. So when we take on people and we call them for interview, we test their skills. They've told us they can sew straight lines, they can complete a garment, and we give them a test. So we, for example, we work with a miniature pattern. We've created some blocks that we work with, right? We also use that opportunity to introduce them to pattern making, because that's what we do, so that they are also prepared as they are coming in for the interview. They are also making their decisions. So everything you've stated in your job description, they are also using it to make their own decision of, oh, can I work here? Do I really want to work here? I've interviewed a tailor before, and when I asked if this place looks like where she would want to work, she said, yes, it does, but we'll see. Then I said, why would see? So in her mind, I think she has worked in a place where other team members, they were Kinu, they were lions. So she's trying to protect her sanity and mental state. You know, that's why as a business owner, you need to create a conducive environment. Nobody wants to work in a jaga in a disorganized environment. Okay, so back to the hiring process. So I've stated to now, define the role clearly, number one. Number two, you test their skills. You conduct a practical sewing test or ask for a portfolio or past work. So when we call them in for interview, we'll say, when you're coming, please come in with something you've made. Okay, so a lot of people would think, okay, let me go with corset. You know, corset is raining now. Let me go with something that I have added boning to. As a business owner, you must know what you're looking for in a particular garment. I am not looking for your boning in the garment. I am not looking at your corsetry design. I'm looking at your finishing. I want to know, yes, we said we would train you, but I need to know what you know. Don't come and use corsetry or embellishment or applique pasting to do boju for me. No. So you as the business owner, you also must know what you want. And that's what, just go straight to the point. You're looking at the finishing, the seam allowance. There was one that we interviewed, and by the time we turned the fabric inside out, oh my God, the seam allowance was like 3 inches. So I told her, I said, this garment will not lay on you. 3 inches. Seam allowance shouldn't even be up to 1 inch. For our bespoke clients, we do 1 inch for them. We do 1/4. So when we overlock quarter, and they are left with 1 inch. That 1 inch safe, it depends on the fabric. That's why your garment is not laying flat. That's why your customers are complaining that they have drags on their garments and all of that, because you do not have a good understanding of proper finishing, professional finishing. Okay, so you as the business owner, you must know what you're looking for. I've interviewed people and they did not overlock the inside of their garment. It's fine, and that's because they said they didn't have access to overlocking machine, but it was properly finished. The seam allowance, one is not longer than the other. The seam allowance, if it is 1 inch, the front and back must carry 1 inch. Yes, they must meet. And that's why a lot of you have not passed, that exporting process stage. If you're going to export, these are the things you need to know. It will not pass. Custom will not pass you. They will tell you you cannot send this abroad. So you as a business owner must also, that's why I always say know almost everything. Know almost everything, but you don't necessarily have to do everything. I can do quality control. I can do almost everything, but I'm not doing everything. Right. But it is important for you to know what you're looking for in someone you want to employ. You can't just employ anybody. Right. So you also need, under the hiring process, number 3, you also need to assess work ethic and attitude. You see this one?
I think there is a confusion here. You just
Okay.
say something, know almost everything. Now,
Yeah.
knowing almost of everything had to do with you knowing about customer service, knowing about branding, packaging, and the likes. It has nothing to do with niching down.
No, no, no,
Because someone said just know your niche. No, it has nothing to do
no.
with niching down.
If you
It's
don't know if you don't know something, how would you niche down?
that is
You
it.
must have an idea to say, okay, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want.
Hmm,
Before you can say, oh, this is the niche I want to go into.
exactly, exactly.
You don't necessarily have to do it like what Otuba said. Know about customer service. I have read about customer service online. There are resources online. Just have an idea of it. There is this course that I bought, data entry. I know almost everything that was taught in that class, but I just needed to, revive my
Oh,
brain and
we data
uh,
entry alumni, we dey here. Oh.
as in, I might not be the one doing everything, but I should be able to. If the person I have employed to do it, if they are making any mistake, would you be able to know if they are doing the right thing or not? You would not. So just have an idea of, you know, almost everything that concerns you. Now, don't say because I say, oh no, almost everything. Then you will now go and sit with receipt that sells fabric in Lagos market, and you start saying they said I should know everything. Oh, yeah, how do you sell fabrics? What do you put into consideration? That's none of your business. Your own is to buy fabrics from them. If they can give you discounts, what you can do in that aspect is, buy in bulk so that you can get discount from them. You don't need to go and sit with Yarisi in Lagos Island and want to know how they do. They collect order from China. They collect fabrics from China, and except you want to go into fabric merchandising, except you want to be a fabric merchant. Otherwise, you don't have any business. So if you're into production, I'm talking about everything within, things within the production
Please.
aspect, link. In fashion, we have different value chain. Our chain is very long. The value chain is very, very long in the fashion industry. You just have to choose. So maybe what that person is talking about niche is you just have to choose the link. And the link for us to be here today, right now, this moment, it means we are all fashion designers. That's what Otuba said at the beginning of the. So we have chosen a link within the value chain. I hope we understand what I mean by value chain. So value chain means there are you of course we buy fabrics. Those are vendors. Those are people that's a chain within the fashion industry. People that create that fabric, people that plant cotton. Cotton fabrics are made from cotton owu that they plant, and they will now go take it to the loom and use it to turn it into filaments and all of that, and weave it into fabrics. There are farmers that are planting that cotton, so that is also a link in the fashion industry. That's not what I'm talking about. It's too broad. So when you choose a link, you can now, I'm saying not everything, things within that link. You can now use every information within that link to niche down into whatever area you want to specialize in. Like I said, I'm known for bespoke tailoring. Apart from the fashion school, bespoke, I pay too much attention to details to be doing 5,000 ready to wear. Everybody I will say, oh, do ready to wear. Yes, I can do ready to wear, but am I ready? Maybe I'm not ready. Do you understand? So I hope I have clarified the niche aspects.
Yes, you have.
Okay, fantastic. So the fourth one in the hiring process is, now once you've hired this person, right, start with a trial period. So in my business, we have something called the contract, the employment contract. So in this contract, we've stated we've given a whole lot of information that the new staff is supposed to read. And in that contract, we've also stated that there is a 90-day trial period, which is the probation period, where you watch them, you will train them, right? If your model is, it depends on how you have created your model. So for example, I have built my own model in a way that if we are employing a tailor or even an administrative personnel, we have to train them. See, you can only get the best out of anyone when they know what they want to do, when they know what they are expected to do, their expectations. You can only get the best when they understand how to carry out their roles. So I have put it in my own model that anytime we employ someone, we must train them. So for tailors, we have I am being specific so that you can use me as an example and use it to plan your business as well. So we have a 2 to 6 week training period. I don't care how many years you've been sewing. I have a standard and you should understand my standard. So you have to go on that onboarding. I call it onboarding training. It is a training will train you to onboard you. So in their first month, we are not really looking at how fast they are. So see, this is how you will get good hands in your business. I'm not looking at how fast they are. Rather, I'm looking at their output. I want to know what they can do. I want their end product to be perfect, so that we won't keep going back and amending and doing all of this. And see, you must, if your business has a vision, you must communicate your vision, your goal properly to your employee. It is very important. Please communicate it in the language they understand, the simplest of English, and be saying it every time. Let them call you Yaje or Babaje. Be saying it every time so that it sticks. You can make a copy and paste it in your office if you are not the talking type. So for us, we have something called team meeting every Monday. See, these are things you need to do. We have team meeting every Monday where we discuss what we need to do for the week. If I don't say all these things at team meeting, maybe I'm not saying it this week. Next week, I will say it. They hear it. They are tired. And it's fine. Because I want them to get used to it. I want it to be part of them. So communicate your goals, your business goals, objectives, the vision to them in the language they understand. So start with a trial period. Work with probation period. Your own probation period can be 1 month. Ours is 3 months, 90 days, because 1 month is too small to be able to know somebody's behavior. You cannot judge. Yes, there are exceptional people like that, but on an average, you need to understand your environment and know what can work for you. So you can't judge everyone based on some exceptional situations. Right. Is there any question, Otumba?
Not yet. People are just
okay, fantastic. So
learning. They are learning,
okay.
And
I'm really learning a lot.
Yes,
Thank you. I'm glad you're learning. So those are the 4 hiring process. I'm going to say them again. Define the role clearly. Test their skills. Assess work ethics and attitude. Don't employ someone with terrible attitude. Don't employ anyone that will come and cause trouble in your business.
Let me say it again. Please, if you have a question, there will be time for you to ask the question. Ma, please, you can just go ahead. There will be time for them to ask their question. I'll bring them on board. They will ask their question, and you respond to them. So if you have a question, please kindly note your question, because someone already dropped a question, but I wouldn't want to bring the person on board now, because we are, we are doing a lot of things. Then please, Embellisher in Lagos, please, I want you to note that we have a lot of people on this platform. You saying that we should talk about the importance of blah 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 in fashion business, it is totally off what we are talking about. There is a topic that we are talking about. So you coming here to probably say we should talk about something, I think it is out of play. Please, I wouldn't want us to go that route. Thank you. So Ma, please, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Otuba. For the embellishment thing, I only used it as an example. I'm sure Otuba will, come up with something later. Okay, so yes, those are the 4 hiring processes that I want to talk about tonight. So I want us to look at the policy. I mentioned you need to have a policy. You need to have hiring policy. In everything you do, you must be able to communicate with external people. So by external people, I mean your customers and even your staff. I hope you know that your staff are also customers, but they are internal customers.
Yes.
Your staff, your employee, everybody, they are just internal customers. The external customers are the clients paying you. The staff are internal customers because they are working for you and you're paying them, and they've also come to help your business, and that's why they are customers. You have to look after them, right? So you must have a document that will make them understand how they are going to deal with you or how you're going to deal with them. So for internal customers, which are your staff, you need to have your contract, the employment contract. For external customers that you want to serve, you can have something like terms and condition or your pricing policy, or something like that, aside your SOP. Now, your SOP, which is standard operating procedure, consists of your daily operations, how you operate your business. But again, that's not what we are talking about tonight. So that's a separate topic. Maybe Otuba will bring me some other time to come and talk about that. It's an all-day topic entirely. So let's look at hiring and firing policy. But we're going to be looking at the hiring policy. So you need to have a document that would help you to say, why do you need to hire someone? We've discussed that. So it's called, number 1 thing on the hiring policy is purpose. Purpose. Your purpose must be clearly stated, why you want to hire your tailors or any other staff, right? You must state also how you're going to treat them. You have to treat them with all fairness, how also they need to work. In short, your purpose is about managing employees. Are you going to start a program that says employee of the month recognition? Are you offering tips? Are you offering commission aside their salary? All those things, they must be stated. You have to be able to manage your employees' attitude, their behavior, their professionalism. When people are not well treated, they will not also behave well. So if you, as the business owner, if you have a terrible attitude, you do not have a conducive environment for your staff to work, then you won't get the best out of them. You won't. So you should be able to maintain professionalism, fairness, and efficiency in managing your employees. That's number 1 under the hiring policy, the purpose. Now, the main hiring policy. So you have to state your hiring process. Why do you want to hire? You write it. The job definition, whether you're hiring a tailor or admin, other staff member, you write it. Then the recruitment. How do you want to recruit these people? I've said that when anytime we need to recruit, we advertise on our Facebook. We tell, we talk to pages, groups on Facebook. We post on groups on Facebook. I do not use agency, and that's because I know what I am looking for. I can do this thing myself. Again, I am saying I have an idea of almost everything, and that's where this comes in. Imagine for those who cannot, go to Facebook and conduct interview themselves, use agency, and you're going to pay those agency. They don't do it for free. You pay them, they also want to you. I think there's a one-off payment you do and all of that. So if you cannot hire by yourself, use agency. Right. The screening and testing, how do you want to screen them? I've spoken about that. You call them in for interview, you give them tests, proper tests, let them cut and sew. Then you do interview. And I'm using myself as an example. That's what I do. Right. So you shortlist candidates based on experience, references, conduct practical tests, then evaluate their speed, precision, finishing quality, and efficiency. You must know what you are looking for. It is important you yourself know what you are looking for. Otherwise, if you're not sure of what you're looking for, you just hire a bad person, someone that will come and give you problem in your business. So you must know what you're looking for. Then the next one is interview and character assessment. There are lots of steps there are lots of subheadings that go into the hiring process. You can come up with this policy yourself. You can go online. You can use Chat GPT to say, I am a fashion designer. Please create a hiring policy for my business. You talk about your business so that the AI can use the information you input into it and give you the results you need. Right? Just do that. Make sure you use keywords to search for that. Otumba, are you doing that? Is that what you're doing?
No.
You can tell ChatGPT to create employment contract for you. That way you are also learning, because it will go worldwide to go and bring different employment contracts. But you can also feed it with some keywords and it will give you. You can say create hiring process for me. It will. Hiring policy, it will do everything. So please, that's number one assignment. You should all do that. You should create your own policy for your business that would work for your business. So next one, I want to talk about firing an employee. But before I go into that, I just want to say something in general. As an entrepreneur and as a fashion entrepreneur, you need to, apart from what you would find on the internet about your business. So we are saying, for example, the work environment. I'm a fashion person, so how should I conduct my business activities? I need to have a stock, I need to have machines, I need to have staff to work with me. Apart from all these things that you can gather from the internet, you also need to work on yourself. And I'll tell you why. Your personal traits would also affect whether people would work with you or not. Your personal characteristic would tell whether people will work with you or not. I have read so many stories on Facebook where people would say, oh, we would work for, okay, for example, someone said 5 employees left her at the same time during Christmas period. Why do you think that happened? Why do you think that happened? They all left. Why? She didn't tell us, but the way I engaged that post then was, in that post she said they are apprentice. Another thing you need to know is, I know a lot of people want to, I don't know, should I call it faster post to fast 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 fast. They want to, and that's why a lot of people would say, oh, we are users, we use them. You cannot make people work for you and not pay them. So you should be able to differentiate between an apprentice and an employee. They are two different things. An apprentice has come to learn from you. Yes, there are exceptional ones that once they know some things, you assign tasks to them, but they are not your employee. You can't use them like they are your staff, because you are not paying them. You are not paying your apprentice. So we as the business owner, we need to watch our attitude towards our staff. Right. So your employee, you are paying them monthly. Now, if you are going to use your apprentice to do your client's job, for example, you assign tasks to them, encourage them, pay them stipends. They will be happy to do anything. Even though you might feel you are not obliged to do that, but the truth is, they are not your employee. So stop using apprentice as your employee, because you will make them sew your client's garments and you will not pay them. You will not employ the real staff that are supposed to be doing that. So that was what happened to that lady. She was using all her apprentices as staff. They were doing a client's job. So during December, I think they already planned that, yes, we will do shege. We will do shege for this woman that will not pay us, that will not encourage. You see, everybody needs encouragement. Everybody needs encouragement. If you want people to stay, you also have to be good to them. It's a transaction. It's a relationship. Yes, it's an employee-employer relationship, but it's a two-way relationship. If you are expecting something from someone, you must also be ready to give them. So when I am interviewing, sometimes when I'm interviewing and I ask them, why do you want to work for us? 90% of them would say, I want to learn more. I want to learn more. So now I have learned to correct them.
Wow.
It's good. Yeah.
Someone dropped a comment. I had to just interrupt you. She said she agrees that they are supposed to be working for you. She said, I agree with you, Mabo. I think they learn more in the process. By you giving them a job to do. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's fine. I mentioned it. I said you assign tasks to them. Maybe I didn't use the word job. You assign tasks to them. You cannot see if you have 10 apprentices, all 10 might not be good. They might not be at the same level. Some might be better than the other, right? So it's your duty also as a business owner to be able to see, to know their strength and weakness, and know that, okay, this person can undo this. No, I'm not saying don't give them jobs. No, I'm not saying don't assign tasks. I'm using the word task, and I'm not saying job, because I don't want to. I personally, and this is me personally, I don't believe you should give a complete job to an apprentice. You need to understand their levels, and that's what I'm using. That's why I'm using the word task. You give them tasks. So, for example,
fix a button.
Exactly. Join the lining. One person can join the lining and iron it. So it's going to look like division of labor, kind of, because you've studied them. You know their strength. You know what one is good at, and you know who is good at what, and all of that. That way, they will not even see it as competition. They will see it as, oh, this person can do this. Let me to try and make sure I should be able to do this the next time, or God will give us so task. That's why I'm not using the word job. I'm using tasks. assign tasks to them by all means, but don't give them complete job. Because again, if you're saying, oh, what's masho dear wrong, I'm sorry, I spoke Yoruba, that oh, she can join little small, let me give her complete, and destroy your client's garments, you are going to be in trouble also. So if you know you want to engage them in that way, you must be responsible for them. You must be responsible, as in you must, probably assign someone that would guide them. Yes, it's part of learning. In fact, when I go to, for example, if I go to if I'm going to a party and I need to do a makeup, and I get to a studio and they are saying, oh, this person is just learning how to clean, but our work is good, I don't mind. I'll tell them, oh, this is the only way she can learn, as long as I won't look like Ojuju Calabar. Yes. So I also, maybe because I'm an entrepreneur, so that spirit of encouraging people is in me, kind of. I am the queen of encouraging someone. So by all means, give them tasks. But please don't give them jobs when you know that they will not be able to carry it out effectively. Don't do it, please. And I'm sure that was why, coupled with maybe she was not treating them well. See, money is not everything to some people. Some people would say, so I did a survey one time when I was doing appraisal for my staff. Yes, I do appraisal for my staff, my tailors. I appraise them twice a year. And I asked the question, would you, what do you prefer? Monetary compensation, empowerment, maybe a personal development program or something, buying a course, or going out to the cinema. Sometimes you go out with your staff to enjoy and all of that. And none of them picked cash. I was shocked. You know why? Because I have trained them. I have changed their mindset that everything is not about money. You will be in a particular stage that money shouldn't be what matters to you. It should be the experience, as long as you're given the opportunity. Sometimes some people can't even afford to pay for a course, and they get on that course free of charge. That is because money does not matter to the person that is giving them that course free of charge. It is probably the willingness of that person that says, oh, I am willing to learn. Oh, she's willing to learn. Oh, please come on. Even though I would accept cash from other people, because of your willingness, because of your good attitude, come on the course free of charge. So to the person giving that course, money is not, it's not about money. Also, the same thing. Money, it shouldn't always be about money. Sometimes money can finish. You see what happened during EndSARS. They burnt some people's shop and they had to start from scratch. Why do you think they were able to start again? Because they have the brain. One of my friends was involved, but because she built that business by herself, she's well equipped mentally, she's a professional. So yes, money was burnt down and everything, but she was able to revive her business because she has the knowledge. She was able to revive that business because she has the knowledge. So yes, you have to speak to your staff once you've hired them, and you can only speak life. Let me say life. You can only change their mindset when you also have the correct mindset to things, right? So you need you in everything you're doing. As long as you're calling people to come and help you in your business, you must treat them well. You must treat them. We've seen posts also on Facebook that people that guy is wicked. It is when she wants to cut, she will send us on errand. No, you can't be doing that to people. What happens to their personal growth? They're going to grow. So do you want to be the only one doing the job? You don't want to delegate? You should be able to delegate tasks. You can't keep hiding. You can't keep hiding how to do things. There are times that I would not be around and my people are getting work done. I've been out of the country and a client wanted a cloth badly. And one of my staff that was not even interested in pattern making that she has learned pattern making before, but when she came in, she said, "Ma'am, I'm not interested in pattern making." During interview, I asked them a lot of questions that will help me to, that way I'll also be able to assign them. I want to gain access into their life a bit, know their strength and weakness. She said, "No, ma'am, I'm not interested in pattern making, because once I'm done with you, I want to go into kaftan making." And that was it. But guess what? The me that I don't like hiding knowledge. Anytime I'm designing, I call them, and she didn't say no. She was learning, and she was the one who was able to create that design when I was away. And she did it perfectly. The client was happy. So if you are hiding knowledge from your employee, how do you want them to run your business if, for example, God forbid, you fall sick, you are not able to go to the office, or you are not around? Does that mean your business will come to a standstill? No. So you empower. Some people are looking for where they can get empowerment rather than salary, rather than a starting salary. In your business, you can say at the end of the year, when the business makes profit, you give them bonus. Give them bonus. Give them Christmas gifts if you can. If anyone does anything very well, introduce commission into the contract. We have it. I'm saying all of this because this is what we have. So if you sell a product or you bring a client for the business, you get a commission. So it's not only your basic salary. You have commission, you have bonus. If you can help them with food stuff, by all means do so. Make the environment conducive for them. Something as little as data. If you give your employees data, you know how much you are saving them. You are also giving them access to, you're also telling them no excuse. So for example, in our space, every staff they have access to free Wi-Fi. So, and also during their training, they've been trained on how to look for information online. So if a machine is doing the first thing they've been trained that the first thing to do is go online and see what you can find. Then if there is no solution, call the engineer. The only reason I'll probably hear about it is maybe if they need funds or something, or they just want me to know about it. Why are they able to do that? Because I have trained them to do that. I've given them access to be able to learn. They have access to free Wi-Fi. So they know that they cannot give me any excuse about, oh, we don't know what to do, we cannot go online. Because that's part of the first thing they learn during their onboarding. How to do research. How to make their life better while they are working for ABSL. You communicate your goals, your vision to them. Once they understand, trust me, they will flow with it. Now, let's look at firing a staff. You see, this one is a bit tricky, but hey, you have to do it. You have to do it. If you notice that a staff, for example, so I'm going to itemize it. So let's say point number 1, when do you need to fire a staff? After everything I have said, that you treat them well, you train them, tell them how to do their job, do this, do that. Now, if you realize that a particular staff is always delivering poor work, for example, if a tailor repeatedly makes costly mistakes, then you give them warning. So in your policy, you also need to have, there are stages to these things. If someone is doing a bad job, what do? Do you just sack them? Do you just fire them? Or you warn them? So you need to state it. So for someone that is maybe doing a poor work, you first warn the person. Maybe you say you warn them once or twice, and you ask if they need more training. You have to look, You know, you have to know your staff strength. You know when they need training, you know when they need help, and all of that. Now, if after doing all of these things and there's no improvements, hey, it's time to let them go, because you are in business to do what? You are in business to make money. You are in business to make profits. So if all your profit is now going into Mibile, what happened now? See, your people, they use razor blade. We don't even use razor blade in our workshop. In the factory, we don't use razor blade. In the office, you will not even find razor blade at all. It is seam ripper. So now, if you've constantly told someone that, oh, you cannot use blade, and the person now used blade and they tore a client's 500,000, be 1 million clothes, is that not gbese? And they keep putting you in debt. So then you can let the person, go. If they are proving unreliable, see, your clients must be able to rely on you. They must see you as being a reliable person. If they are telling you, oh, Otumba, please, we need you to deliver this garment in 4 days, will you be able to deliver it? If you've now communicated to your staff and that is when someone refused to show up at the office, they've done that once, they've done it twice, 3 times, 4 times, it is a valid reason to say, oh yeah, come and be going. Don't come and ruin. And one thing about a very bad staff is they can infect the other staff member.
Exactly.
But one bad egg like this, that is when they will say, oh, madam does not like me, oga does not like me. Why is it only me that they are picking? They're always picking on me. They're always doing this, they're always doing that. That person has not realized that she's the one that is not doing what they're supposed to do. You tell them, come and be going. You don't have energy to fight. Another reason is if this person resists growth and training. So I said when we take on people, we'll do something called onboarding training. So if we do a 6-week onboarding training with you, and there is on-the-job training, and we've trained you, and you are not just complying, then that's another reason to go. Because truth be told, if you're going to train your staff, if you don't know about that thing, that's where, when I said know almost everything, if you don't know about how to train your staff, you will go and employ someone. Now you pay them to come and help you train your staff, and you've been paying someone money to come and train your staff, and that staff is not even adjusting at all. That means you're wasting money. That money is not your money. You're taking money from the system now, from your business. So you're spending, that's a lot of expense. Then that's an example of when someone needs to go. When someone has bad attitude, or they cause workplace issues. So for example, if an employee constantly complains or disrespects colleagues or creates conflicts, it can negatively impact team morale. So if they are always complaining, people, we are very funny. Yes, we are from different background, but someone can just say, oh, I've had a very terrible experience. She wasn't even an employee, she was an intern. And what she did was, we got a new person, and she got close to this person. This new person is also very, very hardworking. She was diligent, and also this intern also was very diligent too. So they got close, and she started saying some negative things to this person about me. At first, this person was absorbing, was grabbing everything, and then over time, she said she just relaxed and said, wait, this thing that this person is always saying is not true. She will say this person is like this, but I'm not seeing it in Madam Doing. She will say she's like this. I'm not seeing it. I guess it was the Holy Spirit that pricked her conscience. But guess what? When she told her bad things about me, she had gone to tell the person who recommended her to go and work with us. You know how bad news spread. She has gone to tell the person, you see everything that you see about Madam Doing online. It's a lie, oh. See what this person told me about her. She had done that. It was later she Holy Spirit pricked her mind and she farabale to watch Madam Doing, and she was the one that came to tell me all of these things. Then we had a meeting. We said, okay, what is going on? What is happening? You have to learn to have meetings with your staff. I called everybody and I said, and she said she was willing to say it before her, that she's not going to say anything behind her. That's why she wants us to call a meeting. And we had a meeting, and you'll be saying, what did you say I did? Well, no, it's not like that. Blah, 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 blah. In the long run, guess what? She wanted that new lady to leave so that she can be the domineering. I don't understand. She can be the main person at Ibile. She wanted her to leave. So you might come across people like that would, say very, very terrible things, untrue things about you to people, just because they don't want other people to take their place in your Oga's mind. That was the reason. She didn't want because I really liked her. She didn't want any other person to take a place in where I held her. But again, I also didn't know you from anywhere. You are an intern who has come to the business. So you will find people like that. So how do you handle situations like that? So after the meeting, what I did was I told her I don't trust her anymore, because it has gotten to a point that they said they were scared of her. So because I give my staff accommodation, that they were scared of her, that maybe so that she should not put something in their food and all of that. And I said, well, all of you are under my roof, and it is my duty to protect you. You know what? You need to leave. And she left that day. I made sure she left immediately. That is one bad egg. That is one example that you can make your decision instantly. Like there is no other room, no any other grace. If there is a case of an employee that is stealing, a colleague said to me one time like that there are some of our employees, they would open the net in the office store, and they will be passing fabrics. They will be stealing fabrics. In a case of theft, you need to let the employee go. You need to fire them. Fire immediately. And that is why it's good when you employ people and apart from the employment contract, you should also have employee information, where you have all their information. You have their next of kin, you have their reference, reference that you can call in case of anything. They must have thread in their bum. They should be needle with thread in their bum. You must have all those information about them. You must have their ID, because you also need to protect your business, protect your employee, protect your business, protect yourself, protect your customers. Everybody must be protected, and there must be documents to this effect written in black and white. So yes, I think basically those are the examples where you can fire an employee. Also, you can fire someone even before you hire them. You can fire them before you hire them. So when someone has complex, or they are used to gaslighting people, I did a post on my status last night, and it was last year You saw it, Otumba. Yes, it was last year when we were looking for people to join our business. So we needed one more in May. I think we had two in January. Then in May we needed one. Then I made a post on Facebook, and this person contacted and said, "Oh, there are two." And I told her we need one person. However, I have colleagues, I look after people. That's one of my strengths. I have colleagues who have been asking, "Oh, do you have tailors and all of that?" I said, "Okay, bring the second person. Let's interview you." I interviewed them, and to be honest, their score was just 20%. But because my business model already takes care of, training people when they are coming on board, right? I really didn't care about what they did and all of that. Well, really, as long as they are willing to learn, we will train them. We will train you, and you'll be good at what you do, right? And then we spoke about the salary and everything, and they said no, except we hired the two of them. I said, "I told you we needed one person now. I'm sorry." They didn't take the offer. Then later she contacted me again that, "Okay, can I take the two of them and we will be paying for one person?" I said, "We are not looking for buy one get two buy one get two all free." Right? So you, as a business owner, you need to check. You need to be a psychologist. You need to be able to read people through their conversation. When you're talking to them, you should have an idea of the type of person they are. So in my mind, my spirit was not accepting them. Why would you say I must hire the two of you? What's the plan? Must you work in the same place?
They definitely have something in mind that they want to do.
I honestly can't say.
That's just it. Because when I was reading the post on your status, I was like, these people, they have an ulterior motive. Because why will you say, okay, you can pay the two of us one money that just try to increase the amount?
Yes.
There is definitely a reason. For me, just like you did, okay, it's a no for me. Because I can sense desperation in them.
And for the fact that we told them everything they are going to get, training, the groceries. I support my staff with groceries as well, accommodation, good environment, Wi-Fi, to so that maybe all of you are always saying you want to come and learn, you will learn, don't worry. Anyways, I said, "Okay, no, we cannot do that. I am sorry." Then this year she came back to say she's the only one now that I should employ, that she's ready. Now, at first she said, "Ma'am, you still do not want to employ me?"
You hate me.
As in, do you understand? You still do not want to employ me. And I was like, you were the one that rejected our offer, not me. So no, and no, I am not employing two people, just one person. Then she said she's the only one. And I said, what changed? Because I really want to get into her mind. What changed? Why are you coming back? What happened to the other person? And blah 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 blah. She was not giving me the response I needed. And but then I spoke to my head tailor. I told her everything, and she said, "Ma'am, let's give her a chance." And to be honest, I wasn't convinced, but I was willing. So in my business, I operate a participatory kind of leadership where I allow my staff to give their opinions about things, and we weigh everything, and then the final decision can come from me, but then I value their opinion. So immediately she said, "Ma'am, let's give her a chance." So, and I said, "Okay, I told her, okay, I'll call her for interview on, she might be on this live as well. I'll call her for interview on Tuesday." And guess what? That same day, this babe sent me a message. "Ma'am, are you still 18 on me?" You see the word 8.
She was even unable
And
to
for
really
her,
use the correct word. So
as in,
will get it like that. Like,
but I cannot even remember. In fact, I was like, what? So you see, that kind of person, if she comes into your business, if there are other staff who are doing their work diligently and you are engaging them in the business activities, you are giving them them tasks to do, you are rewarding them, you see, this kind of person would think you ate her because number one, she's probably not delivering a role very well. So she will think you like one person more than you like her. Because how do you come to a potential employer and you're telling them, are they hating you? Why are they hating you? Do I even know you? I don't even know her.
Do I know your
I don't know her. So that's an example of you fire them even before you hire them. Do you understand? She came in for interview and that was it. I don't know her. So that was it. That kind of person, I will never hire her in my business, and no one should hire someone with such complex into their business, because they will come into your business and cause troubles. They will cause troubles, no matter how, especially if you're a sentimental person that you have error ifelara kind of, you might not know how to act professionally. Walai. So that's an example of, don't even allow them into your company. Don't allow them into your business. So I think I have completed everything. If you need help, Otumba, I can send it to you, Otumba, or I can send it in class. If they need help with coming up with hiring policy and firing policy, I can help with that.
Okay.
I can help with that. I can send it to the group, or if you want them to try, use it as homework. And if they have any question, they can, send it across. I don't think everybody on this call is in FIBA.
No, not everybody.
They're not
sabi wetin dey happen.
They are missing.
They're not sabi wetin dey happen, but they still have grace. They still have grace, and that is why we are here. Okay, so thank you so much for this session, ma. I really
My
appreciate
pleasure.
you, ma. Thank you so much, because everything you shared here. See, Otumba is not here to come and talk about anybody. No, you will all know me. I don't do that. But then there are some of us. If you know me, there are also some things that I don't teach publicly. But at the same time, despite the fact that I don't teach some things publicly, even the ones that I will come and teach here publicly, some people will have to pay not even 2,000, 10,000 naira, hundreds of thousands for them to have access to those kind of information. And that kind of information is what we just brought right away, as in we just shared it now. So you see, when you share information, some certain information, when you share some of them, sincerely speaking, I want you to take them serious. And at the same time, I've always been saying it ever since I began this series this year. I said one thing you should try as much as possible to do is please learn to invest in yourself. Now, investing in yourself has nothing to do with you just going for upgrade. The only thing that is in the head of some people, some fashion designers, is just fashion upgrade. I want to go and upgrade how to sew. Yes, it is good. I am not against that. But in all you do, when you do fashion upgrade, Biko, go and upgrade what comes here also. Go and upgrade how to retain a customer. Go and upgrade, go and learn about the business of fashion. Now, I am saying this publicly now. Myself and Madam Doyin, by April, will be coming up with a masterclass. It is not going to be free. Myself, Madam Doyin Shonubi, and one other person will be coming up with a masterclass. It's not going to be free. But people at the Fashion Entrepreneurs Business Academy, now I don't give discounts, but I'll be giving them a whopping 50% discount. Please, for those of you at the academy, this is not an academy program. This is a personal program. it is under my name. So don't think that you will automatically have access to the class. So I'm talking to those at the academy. So don't feel entitled freely to the class. But I will give you a 50% discount on the class. But then the class is definitely going to be, I can promise you that it's not going to be shere shere. I'll be having such class 4 times this year. Every quarter I'll be having such class, and trust me, I'll be bringing different people. You can see what Madam Doyin just shared with you. If you know Madam Doyin Shonubi, you will know that she doesn't hide information. I think I once said it in a group that there was a time I needed pants, very fine pants, black. The next thing I did was I used a white thread to weave it, and I posted it on social media. She was the one that reached out to me. Otumba, oh yeah, Shokoto to post here. Go and bring it down. You are not supposed to use white thread to weave a black trouser. Now, I am saying this publicly now because I have also been a part, I've also learned from you as well. And I still saw, in fact, I saw a dress some minutes ago where the person posted a kaftan, a black kaftan, yes. And the person also used white thread. I wanted to go to the inbox of the person, but then this person, me and this person, we don't talk. So I had to just keep quiet. Do you know, I see popular brands, in quotes, big names that are making that mistake. Otumba said, don't make that mistake before. But thank God for growth. So some of us here, we have
Yeah.
to learn. And please, in everything you do, please learn well. Your learning should not just be about sewing alone. What we just did now, you shouldn't just sit down and after about 2 hours, just go back to bed and go and sleep. See, let me teach you one thing. One of the ways at which you can, in a class like this, you want to enjoy the class very well. Because one of the things you should do is whenever there is a session like this that is coming up, get a cup of either a cup of tea, you can get snacks, get different things so that you won't be distracted at all. So get everything with you as you are in class, as you are learning. Get your notepad. See, I'm going to show you. I have different notepads. You can see this is one. This is one. This is one. They are for different purposes. I have different notepads that I write ideas and how I'm going to implement them. I write them down. The same thing should also
Wow.
be applicable to you. See, you can't say you want to keep everything in your head. Make sure that you jot down. So, Madam Doyin, thank you so much once more for this opportunity. And
My
I
pleasure.
am definitely going to bring you up here some other time. Now, there are some
The
people that
questions.
have questions.
Uh-huh.
There are
Yes.
people that have questions. Please, I'm not going to bring you up if you don't have a question. So if you are having a question, kindly send a request now. I will bring you up here. You have just 60 seconds to ask your question. And the moment you finish asking your question, I will bring you down immediately. So please, if you have a question, if you have, I'm not saying I have an iPad. I have pad, is as in a book. You can see a notepad. This is 5,600 naira or so. No, is it up to that? I think about 3,500. That's the amount they sell this. So you can just get one. You can even use your book as well. So if you have a question, please kindly send a request so that I can bring you on board. Please, okay. Someone said, what is the best way to pay your staff as a startup, salary or commission? Question to what Madam doing?
Okay, so again, it depends on what works for you. So when we take on new staff, we pay them salary, right? The reason I said the reason we decided to pay salary is because the truth is, I said when we're training them, we don't train them on speed. We train them on standard. We don't train them in speed. We train them on standard. So if you place them on commission and they are not able to finish, maybe it's only one dress, they will be one person will be able to finish in a week. So in a month, four dresses. How much would you pay them for that four dresses as a beginner? Because they are taking their time to learn and make sure they understand how this thing works. So we have a standard starting salary for them, just so we are fair. Otherwise, they might not even go with anything. But we are saying, even though on our side, 4 garments in 1 month is too small for someone, but we understand. We are the one who said, oh, we are not training them on speed. We want them to know, and to understand the routine on how to get things done. Then afterwards, they will be fast and all of that. So we think it's only fair that will give them a basic starting salary. So and that's my personal opinion. So it depends on you. What can you afford? And you must be able to communicate this to the person. What are they sewing? Is it a dress that they will spend like 2 days to complete one? You weigh the options. You also have to be fair. Basically, you have to be fair. So you see what you know what works for you. If it's commission, you tell the person, I can only do commission. I'm just starting, and it's just you and I. So it's on commission. Then you communicate it very well. Then you make a promise of when you can start paying them per, maybe based on their efforts, on their results and all of that. Then you work with that. But make sure you see, communication is key. Just make sure you communicate it to them effectively.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
That's
So,
it.
do we have any other person, anybody else with a question, please? Do we have anybody here with a question, please? Please, if you have a question, some people wanted to ask.
It's my pleasure, Ziba.
Some people wanted to ask question the other time, but then I told them to now, but I can't see them anymore. Mina,
Let's drop it. Can we scroll up?
but what's the essence of answering a question when they are not here? The people that asked the question, they are not here anymore. So I don't think there is actually a point answering the question. So please, if you have any question, you can either drop it as a comment here, or you send a request to join us up here. Someone, okay, yes, I TA fashion design. I actually accepted your request, but then I don't know why you did not eventually come up.
Oh, I think
I
she's up now.
Yes, okay, yeah, she's here. So TA fashion design, please, you can go ahead with your question. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the class. So interesting. Please, I have 3 questions,
Yeah.
but the first one has been asked. That was the question you answered, ma. So the second one, please, ma, how do you conduct onboarding training? In this case, I mean practical process, because not like I employed. The first person I got was an intern, and she was willing to learn because I really teach her a lot and all that. But then when she was going, because she was going for NYSC, she gave me another person from the same place she learned from. And then this person, in fact, she was not willing to learn. When we are working on a given fabric, and then I'm telling her that this is the way she'll tell you, is this how we'll be slow when we are working on this thing? She will even burn outfits and all that. So eventually I had to ask for Otumba's suggestion. I needed her at that moment, but I had to let her go. That was the first question, ma. And then the second one, what if in a scenario of temporary recruitment? Question 2, what if in a scenario of temporary recruitment, how best do you handle the... What if in a scenario of temporary recruitment, how do you handle the onboarding training, ma?
Okay, so what do you mean by temporary? You don't want to employ that person on full time? Or she's filling in for someone else?
Yes, ma. Yes, ma.
Ah.
No, temporary, not full time, ma. Just short time.
It is still what it is. It's a risk you have to take. It's a sacrifice you have to make if you want to, you want to be in business. You want to be able to delegate, and you can't delegate to people who do not know what to do. So you will lose. You will ignore that it's a temporary placement. You will do what you have to do so that you can get the results you desire. You will still train them. So that will be your own giving back to the society. Do you understand? You still have to do what you have to do, as long as you've accepted them to come. So for example, we cannot accept anyone who is not willing to work for 2 years, minimum 2 years. We cannot accept you. So now if I am saying, okay, we need someone who can come in for like 3 months, who is willing to work for 3 months, and people applied and you've accepted them, then you have to be able to train them. There's a reason you've asked them to come help you. So you have to train them, whether they are staying for long or not. Your process still has to be the same. Don't reduce it, please. Don't say because they won't be here for long. What if they stay longer? What if you don't need to let them go? What if they go and they feel that, and there's another opportunity, you were looking for someone else in another maybe 12 or 18 months, and they still come back to work with you? What if? So please just still go ahead with the same training. So about the onboarding training, so what we do is, how we train them is, because we have a fashion institute, we train them like we train our students. So we train them on machine templates. So we've employed people who can use industrial machine. So we first train them on that, because that's what they will use. We train them on that. We train them on how to run straight stitches. So you see, it's like, for us, we can accept someone who has just 6 months experience but is willing to learn. Do you understand? Because we're going to train you from scratch. We train them on how to fold edges. We train them on how to finish with bias. We train them on how to finish with lining. We train them on how to finish with facing, how to make complete garments like they are students. We train them step by step of finishing, how to stitch dart, how to install zippers, concealed zipper, exposed zipper, lapsed zipper, everything you need to make a garment. We train them on it over a period of 6 weeks. How to sew trousers. We train them on how to read patterns, because we work with patterns, and it is important you are able to read patterns, because the pattern maker will just create patterns, they will drop it on the pattern shelf. You as a tailor, you just carry the pattern and start. You have to be able to read the instruction on the pattern. So basically that's what we do over a period of between 2, I said between 2 weeks and 6 weeks. 6 weeks. The reason is we've employed people that they only needed 2 weeks. For example, the lady I said, when I interviewed her, she said she's going to major in kaftan. I think she just did training for like 1 week. During training, another thing, see, you must have some measures. During training, we don't pay you. We communicate it. We are not shy about it. We are not ashamed about it. We don't pay you during training, but we give you accommodation. You are with us from start to finish. You stay here, you sleep, you can do anything, but we are not going to pay you until after your training. So if your training lasts for 2 weeks, then that's when your payment starts. So if you're a beginner and you use the whole of 6 weeks, then you start earning, and we employ you after the training, and we feel you can come on board. Then even after training, you've not done well, we'll say bye bye you. We'll just see that training as giving back to the society. Because see, we don't want bad eggs. You don't want bad energy in your business. You don't want it. Okay, someone is asking, do you pay during training? So I've mentioned that we don't pay.
Yeah,
we
there are
don't.
some other questions before this person's question. Now, someone asked that you said they sign a contract, they must work for 2 years. How do you ensure they stay for that duration?
Okay, so we have a measure in place, right? Okay. So we have so this looks like this thing I'm about to tell you. You guys, you should pay me. You're supposed to pay me. So as a business person, you have to, I said you have to protect yourself, you protect your business, you protect your staff, you protect your customer. So this is where you protect your business. Right. So if they said, because I get this question from colleagues too, they will say, Doyin, you're always training your people. What if they leave after 3 months? What if they leave?
People are not ready to train their staff.
I enjoy training. I enjoy sharing. And God has been merciful. God has not sent terrible people to me to say, oh, I'm going after 3 months or clinical. In fact, they spend more than the time they've signed. I have been so blessed. And that's because, that's what I'm talking about, character of you as a business owner.
When they are eating basmati rice and chicken, how would they go?
If you see me playing with them, you won't even. Somebody came in one time and she was asking, where's your madam? Me too, I did pam on one side like this, and they were saying, she's the one. And I was like, really? And she's playing like this with you guys. Kiniko. Life is not hard, but you also have to set boundaries. You need to understand that people can be terrible also, and set boundaries. So I was saying, so you have a measure in place. This is where you protect your business. So what we do is also we communicate this to our staff. So if you are not satisfied with it, you will go. So we'll tell them there's a certain percentage that comes out of their salary every month. If you go before the time you say you will go, you will forfeit it. If you don't go, you see it as your savings. So all our staff at the end of their term, they'll just collect their money. Like you're saving. So a certain percentage comes out of their salary, which is their own if they don't go. But if they go, you say bye-bye to it. But like I said, we've been so blessed that our staff, they even spend more. And when they are going self, we'll still do thank you for staying, and we'll still give them gifts. Learn to appreciate your staff. Yeah, we support them, support their business.
So
I'm happy they're all doing well.
I have some other questions here. Let me just read them. Someone said, I'm working from the house. Is it advisable I employ while still in the house? That is one. Then number two is it unfair when you reject a mother with an infant? Then number three is, I work from home and can't employ someone as there is no space. Please, what do I do? Then let me see. Okay, I want you to answer those three questions before I go ahead with the other question. Now, let me talk about the second question first. The person that said, is it unfair when you reject a mother with an infant? You see, I think it is time. I have been saying this over and over. It is time we start taking our fashion business as what it is. It is a fashion profession. We are professional. Now, will you say because you are you have an infant, you have a baby, you call yourself a doctor, you want to go for surgery, you now wrap your baby at your back for that particular surgery? Will you do that? No. Because you have a baby, you are a lawyer, you are going to the court to go and represent what do they call these people? Maybe a client. Let me use the word a client.
A client.
Now you go to the court to represent. Will you say you want to back your baby while you are talking to the judge? It is no. But when it comes to things like this, we love to always say that shebi. You see, that shebi is what is currently affecting us. Have a policy. This is what you do. I don't employ a nursing mother. Now, is it a crime for you to give birth to baby? No. I could remember when my wife just gave birth to Ire, after some months, she had to resume back in school. This is what my wife will always do. My wife, we have a crèche that we always drop in Iruru Atomwa. My wife will express milk and drop it at the crèche.
Correct.
This boy will not take that milk that was expressed. So what my wife will do is, my wife will make sure the moment she's on break like this, she will rush down to the crèche to go and feed this guy and return back. Then as time goes on, she was able to get someone more or less like a help in the office that was always helping her to carry Iroluwa Tomiwa while she is working. Avoid any distraction. So this is something you can also do. If you can get someone that can help you out with your baby, please do it. Let's stop being emotional about it. Let's stop being sentimental. You know, don't let anybody blackmail you. If anything should, okay, in the process whereby you allow someone to bring their baby, and during the course of the, you know, while they are working at the office, they now mistakenly stain a client's clothes. What will you say? Ah, sorry, ọmọ yín mélòó? No. You see all these things, we need to try as much as possible to stop all these things. We are being sentimental.
True.
We
True.
are being sentimental. Sincerely speaking, we should stop all these things. So I think that is my own response to that. It is not fair. It is not unfair when you reject a mother with an infant. It is not unfair. It is your company policy, and make it known. It's you are not against it if they have if you have a help that can help you stay with the baby, in as much as the baby will not distract you.
Yes.
If the baby will distract you, it's a
I
no-no.
was going to say that.
Exactly. If the baby is going to distract you, it is a no-no. If the baby is not going to distract you, if the baby, can play on his own or on her own, or maybe have someone that can stay with them, then fine, that's cool. So that is my own addition to that. So man, please, the remaining two questions that I asked you, I hope you still remember the two questions that I read to you.
She said I work from home and can't employ someone as there's no space. Please, what do I do? So in
Then
your
the other
working
person
space at home now, how
the
many
other person
machines do you have?
the other person said, I'm working from home. Is it advisable I employ while still at home? So it's a two question.
Oh yes. Yes, you can. You can employ as long as you don't mind people coming into your home, as long as you've done like a segmentation, your business and your home. Maybe you've done a partition kind of, so that they will not be looking into your home proper. If there is a door that divides your home from your business, if you don't mind someone coming into your home, then why not? You can. But if you mind, if you don't want anyone to come into your home, then you can go and subscribe to a co-sewing space. Like ours, we have a co-sewing space in Anthony, right? That people come in and they pay. You can pay per day, you can pay per week or monthly. And till there's always solution for these things. But if you don't mind anyone coming into your home, then by all means. When I started, we were staying in a 2-bed apartment. My husband and I were sleeping in one room. The second room was supposed to be for visitor or something. I carried the bed up and I put my machine straight. That was where I was working. And when I employed the first tailor, she was sleeping there. My husband didn't mind. But see, all these things, it comes down to, okay, if you're married or you're living with your parents, what you need to put into consideration, the other parties, and ask, oh, do they mind, or stuff like that. If they don't mind, then by all means employ extra hands since you need it. Please don't get overwhelmed. Don't get frustrated that you would stop doing business. I hope I answered that question. And I work from home and can't employ someone. There is no space. Please, what do I do? So for you that there is no space, you work from home, you can you can go and subscribe to a co-sewing hub, right? And you pay, because you're not the one paying. You've charged that money into what you're charging your clients. So you're not paying for electricity. I hope you've done. You all know costing. You do your costing properly. You are not only pricing costing for direct costs, your indirect costs, such as your electricity, your rent, your loma, your internet, other things, estate agency, service charge, and all of that. And I'm saying all of this because they go into my own business. Those are indirect costs. So all of those you don't have to bother. The land use charge, because if you rent a space for your business, you pay land use charge in Lagos State, you know. So everything, instead of paying for all those, you would have factored those costs into what you're charging your client, and you just go to the co-sewing space that is close to you, or even speak to some fashion houses closer to you. They might be willing to, go on that initiative with you. You don't have to take people into your home if it's not convenient.
Okay, thank you
I
so
hope I
much. Thank
responded
you
well.
so much, ma. Then I think I have two questions before I allow the person I brought here to ask a question. The person said, please, ma, how can I learn pattern drafting easily? That is one. Then you can quickly answer that question because I know you have a course for that. Then the second,
Oh yeah, yes. We have a course. You can take our course either physical or online. Anyone is fine. Whether you're a beginner, we have beginner courses, we have intermediate, we have advanced. But yeah, you can chat with me later regarding that. We have 4,000 naira course as well. So
wait,
because pattern making is not cheap, I must say.
okay. Then the second question is it advisable to have your shop in your compound based on security? Hmm.
In your compound, as in your home.
Yes.
Is that what she meant?
Yeah.
Yes, you can have your shop anywhere now. What do you mean by security? Which of the security? Security within or outside?
Maybe exposing the compound to different people coming inside.
Oh, like I said, see, all these things, they are personal preference. Should I shock you guys? I live where I work,
I know.
but I have done a bit of different kini. I don't know, but then it's a personal preference. If you don't want people in your home, then by all means, don't work from home. Go and rent a space. So it's a personal preference. So for example, an advantage to that would be, okay, maybe you want your bills to be in one place. So if we buy diesel now, it is the house and the business that they are paying for the diesel. If we buy anything, they are sharing it. Do you understand? We are sharing costs. I don't say because I live here, it is my business is not paying. My business is paying rent. My business is paying everything. They are all in fact, my business uses more of this facility than me sleeping and waking up in my space. So my business pays for everything that it's supposed to pay for. So if it's not convenient for you, then by all means just get a space outside your home.
Okay, thank you so much, ma. So Naito Sculptor, please, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? Okay. Madam Shonubi, good evening, man.
Good evening, Nightos. How are you?
Yes. I'm very fine, ma. Well done, ma. So please, I need some clarification on some things. Thank God for another opportunity to speak with you again. So on the
My
issue of, I
pleasure.
want to start from, you said you provided internet facilities for your staff so they can
Yep.
easily research. How do you manage that aspect? Because my staff here, there was a time that we were working during December period and I see them on TikTok. They will just be on TikTok like everybody with their earpiece. And I will just be like, are you doing TikTok live for the business or for your personal stuff? So I will see them, they will be doing with, they are working, but their earpiece is there doing TikTok live. Until I told them that like would be possible. So now I've not given them free internet and they are doing TikTok live. We have a television in the office. I will see them, they will run African Magic. Sometimes they will be distracted
You too. Why are you
because
turning on your television during work
I
hour?
don't know.
the reason why I provided that was because there are sometimes that when you are working it will be boring. No
No,
music,
I'm not
nothing,
saying. I'm
nothing.
not saying why did you provide it though. I said why did you turn it on? And
And
I'm going to allow you. I'm going to allow you finish before I say something.
okay.
Okay, go on.
I believe that when we have TV now, me, if I'm working, I hate everywhere silent. Why
Yeah.
will everywhere be silent when
Hello,
it's not
hello,
graveyard?
DJ.
So at least let a sound be coming in. Shall you understand, ma? Like me, I can be working and following that African magic that they are doing without even raising my head. But then you see, sometimes they will be distracted, they will look up and they will stop working. Shall you understand? But
I do.
there's no way you understand me, ma.
I do.
So now
I
I
do.
want to know, how did you manage to give them Wi-Fi, free internet, and it's not distracting the work, and they are able to use it for the business? Because I'm thinking if I should provide that one, TikTok Live map
No,
and they will be
no.
downloading. The people that have not
Okay.
even given that one to research. That's question
Okay.
one. No, the question is three.
Okay. Should I answer that one first?
Let me ask the
I
second
asked
one
the
so that
three
you just
questions.
answer together.
Okay.
Now, second one is, I discovered that if I'm there with them, everybody, all hands on deck, everybody is working. But if I'm not there, maybe I just move out or I'm not in the office, the speed reduces.
Mm.
Shey you understand, ma? That
Yeah.
time, sometimes they will be on TikTok live with their earpiece. If they see me coming, everybody sit up. Buru, 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 buru. And I hate that kind of thing. And even,
Mm.
I've even told them, see, if you are dancing and you hear me coming, please don't stop dancing.
Mm.
Continue your dance. I hate
Margaret
hypocrites.
Thatcher is
Let
coming.
me meet you with what you are doing. Let me meet you there. If I want to talk, let me talk. But you now pretending, ìyẹn gangan máa bí mi nínú. Let me just meet you like that. Yes. I hate that your guy is coming. Everybody now sitting up. I don't like it. Just let me meet you as you are. So how do I manage that? Because they don't know
Okay.
that sometimes I monitor what they are doing. I monitor the workspace from
Mm.
inside. Otunba understands what so
Mm.
so they don't know. Sometimes I see what they are doing. So when I now come, you are now doing I will not tell you, why are you now sitting up? Why are you facing? Have you not been pressing your phone for the past 10 minutes? You are now sitting up because you see me coming.
Mm.
So how do I control that aspect? I've given them warning. I sent it in their employment letter when I employed the second person. I put it there. You cannot press phone during work, all those things,
Mm.
but they will still do it. Now, third question, ma'am.
Okay.
Now, when I trained unisex, but I
Mm.
crafted my niche in male.
Mm.
Shey you understand, ma? But there are some
Yeah.
people that will still come that I want to make clothes for my wife, things
Mm.
like that. So some things, if it's just simple skirt and blouse, princess cut, all those ones, boo boo, I will manage myself, because I tried getting a female staff, but I discovered that the girls around here, na boyfriend they want to collect money from, they are not ready to work. So I just I just said, okay, when I got two male staffs which are handling the male aspect, I've been able to train them that they can
Mm.
cut and do everything, even if I don't supervise it, and they will do it correctly. Sure you understand? But that
Okay.
female, I've not been able to get a staff, so I'm the one handling it. So now I now discover that handling the female works, handling social media, everything is like it's time consuming. So I want to drop the female aspect and like look for somebody, even if I'm paying much, that can really handle that female aspect. But you now say we should train them. Now,
Mm.
where I learned, when I learned my own English stuff, female work,
Female.
they did
Mm.
not teach us all these corsets those time.
Mm.
That period, there was no, it's only princess cut, this thing, that and that. So I don't know corsets. But I want to employ somebody that knows it. So that at least if I get any job in that aspect, I can collect. Because if I see anybody bring in any job, corset or all this waist slashing, I won't collect. I will tell you, sorry, I don't have that time to sew it. I'll
Mm.
just, or there is one person now that I just got that, let me be subletting to the person. Shey you understand? So if I
Yeah.
want to employ someone, how will I now teach the person what I don't know? Or do you advise now that I should go and look for a way to learn it? Shey you
Okay.
understand ma? So that I
Okay.
can impact that person or what? Because as I am, it is well. I don't think I to sit down and go and learn now. I'm not saying I will not upgrade, but to sit down that I will now learn, I will practice it. My body is not calm
Okay.
again.
Okay.
Understand?
So what do you advise? What do you advise that I do now? Because I really want to get somebody to handle that female aspect so that we can be collecting those level of work while I can face maybe marketing and other things. That's my
Okay,
question.
so I'm going to take it from the bottom. This last one, I'll take this last one first.
Okay.
So I was going to
Okay,
ask,
ma.
do you have to do female wears? Do you have to? But then before you finished, you said you really, really want to. So I think that already answered my question. But let me still ask, do you really have to do
No,
female
I
wears?
don't have to. But the issue I'm having, I'm even running from female work. But the issue I'm having sometimes the husband will come up and say my wife will also want to say sew. So we want to sew the same
So
thing. Shall you
if you
understand?
tell them no, you don't sew females, how do they react?
Some people might be discouraged that who will I now give my wife cloth to? And I want the same hand to make it. Oh, I thought you
So
said you are doing female.
did they take away the men's from you? So if you tell them no, I don't sew female, will
No,
the
they
man say
don't. No.
they? So yes, so that's fine. You don't have to sew female if you think it's going to be a headache for you. Now, if you really, really want to, and I like that you're very true to yourself. You said you cannot sit to learn. Then you have to employ someone who you can pay for to go and learn. You would all obviously going to be on contract with that person. Your contract must be very, very firm. Like you must spend
Okay.
so time with me because I'm going to pay for your training. So take it to God too and say, God, send me someone that needs this opportunity. Because it's an opportunity that you want to give someone which you cannot take. But you really, really need someone who can do it for you. So you must be ready and willing to sponsor someone. So for example, someone sponsored a tailor to come and learn our garment construction promo that ended last week, and that's it. She's going to go back and apply everything she has learned here. And when I was talking to the lady, she said she's been with the oga for 2 years. And I said, yeah, that's a lot of time. And then I spoke to her that you should see this as an opportunity. Don't say because now they've trained you, you now want to leave. No, she said no, that she planned to stay for another 3 years. And once she leaves she wants to go and start her own. Because I really spoke to her, I asked about her goals and all of that. So you should look for someone who really needs that opportunity and pay on their behalf to go and learn. So you don't have to subject yourself to something you are not interested in. You just start and you might not finish it. And the story will still
Yes.
go ahead and be the same. So that you can focus on marketing your stuff and all of that. So look into that. Then for your staff
Okay.
that they are playing TikTok, ah, that one gagan, they are male abi. Wọn ò gbọ́ràn, àwọn ọkùnrin yẹn ò
Yes.
gbọ́ràn.
Ah,
Mo mọ̀ pé ó máa sọ
One gbọ́ràn, one is stiff head.
ah.
So what some people do, okay, so for me, we allow our staff to have their phone with them, and I understand what you're talking about, that if everywhere is quiet, so we have a speaker that will play music. They already know that they cannot watch movie. We've given you access to watch movie and kini, but the only difference is you cannot watch movie during work hour. You can play music. If you come into our space, you'll be hearing bang, bang, bang. If you've been following me on Facebook or even WhatsApp status, you see me sometimes I post when I'm dancing.
You need you.
Even me, I dance at work. I dance at work. Oh,
Yes.
but you will never see the TV on. We have a smart TV, but you will never see it on. They can only watch it weekend. Concept, they don't watch it because what? They would have downloaded their movies on their phone. They prefer to go and watch it in their room rather than the common room. So they've programmed themselves that way, that they are used to not turning on their phone during their break. They have break. I don't know if you give your people break. They must take their 1 hour break. They must. I don't care. You cannot sit in one place for 9 hours. You have to stand up and walk around, go and cook, eat. That 1 hour you
Do
have to
you
take
fix
it
a
up.
particular time, ma? I told them
You
that they can
stated,
observe 30 minutes break, but they will not take the time. Is it that I
I
should
know they
fix that,
have
okay, 2 to 3 is your break time?
no, I did
Or
not.
you can,
I allow them to fix, because that 1 hour for some people it might be too much for them. So they can divide it into two tea breaks. Two tea breaks means 15 minutes break, then 30 minutes longer break. But they shall must take 1 hour in total. But if I share àwọn lọ́mọ. And like I said, I have been so blessed. Wọ́n gbọ́ràn ju nǹkan mi lọ. Wọ́n gbọ́ràn, because see, it is communication. It's not like I'm depriving you of this thing. I'm just telling you, you can't watch it now. You have access, so you communicate to them and tell them, oh, I'm not depriving you of watching Kiniko now. You cannot just watch it during work hour. During your break, you can watch it. But during work hour, no. Listen to music. So I'm máa ń gbọ́ music, a máa fi phone máa play music. Oníkà tó bá jẹ́ mi ni mo fẹ́ jam, I'll turn on my music, connect my phone to the Bluetooth, and we are jamming and we are working, we are dancing. Sometimes we can leave work and do some choreography, do TikTok also. Sometimes we do that. And so it is communication. Let them understand. I said something about communicating to them, speaking to them in the English, English they understand, the simplest of it. Let them know why you've said that. Don't just give out information. Make them realize why you've said that, because it is distraction. Now, I don't know if you pay them on salary or commission. I know someone that
salary.
she had that issue of, we'll talk to them. They will be, these ones, they are even ladies. They are young girls. So they will press their phone. At the end of the day, they would have achieved nothing. So she changed from salary to commission. They dropped their phone. Because if you don't work, you don't eat. That's simply what it means. If you don't work, you don't eat. But for them, I think you should still talk to them. They are guys. You should still talk to them and, just tell them, see, you two, stop turning off TV. Go and buy speaker. Instead of turning on TV, they'll be watching Africa Magic. They should listen to music. Music is all they need. If you're watching something, you'll be distracted. So no TV. Just say, these people, they know that TV, they don't even turn it on. I'm shocked. For you to know that it is the way you've communicated everything to them. It is how you communicate to them that matters. They don't even turn on the TV. They don't. It's more or less like we are forcing them. You people should be watching TV. So I tell them they should listen to news. At least if you are not watching TV, listen to news. It is not about fashion. Know what is going on. Know when if they are going to do something that we should know about. Do you understand? So communication is very, very important. Sit them down. Do you do team meeting every week? On Monday we do. That's when you should talk to them. You sit in the office and speak to them. Oh, remember our rules. Remember why we are in business. Remember we have to be productive. And we cannot be productive if we spend a lot of time on the phone, on watching TV and all of that. So you need to let them know, please. Let them know. And if you feel, are they very good at what they do?
Yes.
They're very good at what they do, and you cannot let them go. So you have to change strategy. You have to change strategy on how to. But the first thing is, please communicate with them, talk to them, and I'm sure it will yield good results. Well, I think that's it. Internet and that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. I think
Thank you very much, ma.
really dealt with your question very well. Thank you so much, Ma. Then we have some people here that said they have a question. I brought Unusual Taylor up here the other time. I think you were distracted. Please, if I bring you up again and I can't hear you, I'm sorry. I'm going to drop you immediately. So, Unusual Taylor, I am bringing you up now. Unusual Taylor, please kindly ask your question.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Good evening, ma. Thank you
Good
for this
evening.
opportunity to thank you. I've really learned so much, and I realized that last year December I made a terrible mistake by using my apprentice as staff. So this year, some of them didn't really turn up, like 80% of them didn't really turn up, like they didn't resume. Okay, ma. Please, my question is, I have this intention of working in a fashion school. I'm really so due to the testimony or the feedback I've gotten from some of my students, they've never really been taught to detail the way I do. So I'm thinking of opening a fashion school. Where I am now is a shop. When I got the shop at first, it was very big, but because the machine started buying more machines and all that, getting tables and all that. So I just feel stuck in this particular shop. Now, you know this, if you leave this place now, you don't know if you get students in here you are going to. This issue of doubt now. So I don't know how to go about that now.
Okay, so you want to change, I say you want to change your location.
Yes, ma'am. I want to change the
So
location,
you
but I
need to
just feel
start talking about your location. Are you active on on your social media?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Active on TikTok. I
So
can say 50%.
you need to start talking about your new location. You need to do a research about your new location as well, so that you know what works for you, whether you're going to continue to arrange physical class or you want to try online class. With online class, of course, you can reach anybody around the world. But then, right now, from before you leave where you are, see, life is a risk and we just have to take it. If it's a must for you to leave where you are based on your personal reason or something, then you have to leave. Then you have to look at how
Okay.
you can make the new place you're going, work for you. I was in Lekki, we were in Lekki before. We moved from Lekki to Anthony, and life goes on. Students are coming. Do you understand? Even when we were in Lekki,
Yes,
we had
ma'am.
students coming from Lagos Ibadan Expressway, OPIC. We had students from Ogun State. So wherever you are, you will, and because you're teaching, and a lot of people want to go into fashion. We are just spread all over. You find your market. You find people who want to now. People who want to learn. The problem might be, okay, can they afford you? So that is where you can break your courses. For example, I was telling someone who said they want to learn pattern making. I said with 4,000 naira you can learn. So you can break your course into smaller bits. That way, when people come to you in this new area and they feel, oh, your price is high, you tell them you have options. They can go for, you can have options for them to pick on. You need to understand the environment you're working in, and be able to create products that will suit that environment. We also started with just one course, and today we have about 13 courses. And that's because we know the environment that we are in, and we want people to be able to still buy, what we are selling. Do you understand? We've grouped our course into 13
Yes, ma'am.
without losing on the value. Our value is still the same. In fact, the lowest cost we have right now, it is where everybody will start from. The 4,000 naira cost is where anybody that is buying the
Anybody that
1.5
is
million
buying the
course,
1.5 million.
that is where they are starting as well. So look at your environment and see what you can do differently. Maybe you need to, if you have just one course now, maybe you need to create another course that is cheaper, that is higher, so that you have three courses. It has to be something you can do. Do you understand? It has to be something you
Okay,
can do. And
ma'am.
if it's
Okay.
something you can't teach, then maybe you can also employ professionals. So you collaborate with people that they come in, you work together,
Okay.
teach people, and you pay them. Just look at what the options you have in your new area.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, ma.
Okay. Thank you so much, mama.
My
In
pleasure.
the next 12 minutes, we need to end this session. We need to end this session in the next 12 minutes. But before we go, I think someone said he has a question. Sylvester, please, you are up here now. Kindly unmute yourself and ask your question. Then Dadesma, please get ready to ask your question. Please go ahead, Sylvester.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
All right, thank you, sir. Sorry, sir. I just started working from house, so and I have a lot of like customers, so the work and I cannot handle it alone. So I was thinking to employ somebody, and aside that, my challenge is that I'm using. So I'm planning to get an industrial machine. So if I say I will get another manual now, it will little hold me back. So I don't know what to do now.
Okay, so Sylvester, so your question, if I got you right, is you have a lot of work. So obviously you are one of the people that needs to employ someone right now.
Yes, ma'am.
So you need help. So how many machines do you have right now? Are you making men's wear or women's wear?
Sylvester, kindly unmute yourself and speak.
I think there's an echo coming from him. That was
Yes,
maybe
I
that
have to
was why.
mute her. I was the one that muted him.
Oh, okay.
So, Sylvester, you can ask, you
I'm
can
making
respond.
men.
Men. Okay,
I'm
so you
making
can
men. Men. Yes,
since
ma'am.
you've established that you need more hands, then you should employ someone. If you think you need industrial
Okay.
machines, sometimes we think we need something and we actually do not need. If you're working with manual machine, if that's what you can work with and your work is very neat, then by all means go ahead and continue to work with it. If you need to buy extra machine and you can afford industrial, please buy it. But trust me, industrial should be your goal. If you have lots of clients, it's faster, it's neater. We have the computerized one. Even if you're not getting the computerized one, also you'll be able to work effectively. Manual machine does the job as well. It does it. Just it depends on the person handling it. So if it's manual machine you can afford, buy it and employ more. And since you've established that you have lots of work and you cannot do it alone, and maybe your current team cannot handle it alone, then get more. And otherwise, if there's anything you need to discuss, I don't know if you have someone you're talking to that is advising you, for you to know that, oh, okay, it is machine you need
I
right
don't
now.
need.
Sylvester, are you
So
saying
how many staff do you have
I need.
currently?
Yes. Like I have one now,
How many
and
staff do you have
the
currently?
machine. The challenges I
Okay, you
have
have
is that
one.
I have one right now. Yes. So I need that industrial machine with weaving. That's where the challenge is. But I still need hands, and I need those machines, and I don't want to get another manual. So that's really
And
my
then
problem. If
can
I
you
say I will
afford
get manual
industrial?
now,
Can you afford industrial? If you
sorry,
can
ma.
afford it, then get it. If you can afford industrial, and you see that overlocking machine is very important because it's your finishing machine. It is your finishing
Yes,
machine,
ma.
and it's very important you have it.
Okay.
okay?
Thank you very much, ma.
Thank you so much,
All
Sylvester, for
right then.
your question. Then the last person, is it real Claudia? Please unmute yourself and ask your question. This will be the last question that will be answering. Then I'm going to address every one of us. Then we end the session. Real Claudia, are you there?
Oh, she left.
Okay, she left. She left. Okay. So I think we have come to the end of the question and answer. Thank you so much, Ma, for coming around. Thank you for we've been here since 8 o'clock, and this is already 11. This is 11 p.m. It's been a nice time. It's been an awesome time. Learning. not just how to sew alone, but at the same time, some other basic things that we need to really learn. Thank you so much, Olori Ayobami, my namesake, for the gift, for the art. I think I actually felt it, what you just sent to me. Thank you so much. So, for the sake of those that are just joining me, you see, this particular platform, if you go through my page, you will see that basically what I talk about here is the business of fashion. Yes, I also saw Otuma is actually very active on Facebook and TikTok at the moment. Very soon, I'll also be doing some, longer series on YouTube. So expect more from Otumba. So thank you so much. Then someone asked a question the other time, and I responded to the person by telling the person that I'm going to do a video next week. So expect the video. The person asked that aside from Facebook, aside from social media and meeting people one-on-one, how else can they get customers? So I'm going to do a video on that. It will be posted on this particular platform. However, I'm going to break the video into three. I'll break the video into three so that it won't be too long. I'll break the video into three. So thank you so much. Now, for the sake of those that are just joining us for the first time, we have this session every Tuesday. Initially, we're always doing it in the day by 1 p.m., but we had to change it. I'm having serious questions tomorrow. I'm really hoping to have beautiful response. Sorry, I brought you up here, but I think you dropped off when I asked you your question. So now we always meet every Tuesday by 1 p.m., but then I had to change the time that we are meeting because, I got some people, they told me that Otumba, we always have one or two things to do during the day. We are at office and the likes. And, just like what Madam Doing said now, and what Nitos also said, my staff are always on TikTok during the day. So we don't want your staff to be on TikTok during the day, listening to Otumba. So we decided to bring the live session to be at night by 8 p.m. For those in Nigeria, it is 8 p.m. For those of you in the UK, I think it is 7 p.m. or so. Then those in Canada and in the US, I think there are about 6 hours difference or so. So please just calculate it.
About 6-7 hours.
7 hours. So basically what we do here is we discuss the business of fashion. Now, one of the things we don't do here is we don't come here to come and talk down on customers. No, we don't come here to come and discuss problem. I mean, we don't come here to just come and rant, talk problem without providing solution. You can see the question, what we had today is when to fire. And we also provide a solution to it. Before you fire something must have happened before you do that. So basically, that is what we do here. And there's another place that there is another session that you can also join. It is always on Sunday, but I will be back here on Sunday as well by 8 p.m. as well. It's a live session with Beth, and she's supposed to be here, but I guess she's a bit busy. So that platform also, we always discuss about the business of fashion. We provide solution also to issues. We discuss, real things. This is not aspire to perspire session. And we don't come here to just come and talk about people. We don't even get that time. So you can decide to also join that particular session. Then there is another session on Thursday by 8 p.m. I am not the host of that session as well. By AS, when he's also live by 8 p.m., you will also see me that I'm live. You can just decide to also join the session. These 3 sessions, they are places that you can learn about the business of fashion. And people that are always coming here are not just coming here to just come and, say things that they've not gone through. They talk from experience. So thank you so much for joining. Now, aside from this, for the sake of those that are just joining, I am the provost of Fashion Entrepreneurs Business Academy. Now, if you are not a member of Fashion Entrepreneurs Business Academy, I can tell you for a fact that you are missing. Those that are in that school, they are here and they know what I am saying. Now, admission is closed for Fashion Entrepreneurs Business Academy. But if you want to force yourself to enter, just bring your 20,000 naira. You will come in. But that's on a lighter note. Admission is closed for Fashion Entrepreneurs Business Academy till 2026. We admit only once in a year because it's a journey. It is different things that we are discussing at the academy. It is not just something that you just get, on social media. I can say that anywhere. You don't get what we are giving to you, even in some paid classes. It is not daily. It is not daily. This particular session that I'm having, it is once in a week. We meet only every Tuesdays by 8 p.m. Tuesdays by 8 p.m. Different topics we talk about. And Fashion Entrepreneurs Business Academy is an online school. But like I said, admission is closed for the year. However, I have a plan for you. This year, I'll be hosting 4 different master classes. The first one will be in April. Madam Doinshonubi will be one of those people that I will be hosting, that will be running the training together this April. Now, for people at the Fashion Entrepreneurs Business Academy, I know they give discount for anything, but I am giving them 50% discount. I am sorry to say this. This is not pride. Anything, even in my fashion business, I don't give discounts. And the reason is because, a lot of people, they've misused this discount of a thing. If you know more about discounts, you will know that a lot of people, when you give them a discount, okay, this thing is for 100,000 naira, but because you're a first-time customer, pay 80,000 naira. The truth is, the next time they are coming to you, they won't pay 100,000 naira. It is 80,000 naira that they are bringing. Meanwhile, the worth of what you are selling to them is 100,000 naira. But because you've given them a discount, and at the same time, I'm going to say this. This is a personal opinion. Please, don't use discounts to attract customer. Don't use discount to attract customer. It will bounce back on you. It will really, really bounce back on you. The customer, the moment they see someone cheaper than you, they will run with that person again. So if you are using price penetration strategy to acquire customer, I am sorry, Omakpada, bounce back. If you don't understand Yoruba, I just spoke in tongues now. Come and pay me. I'll interpret it to you. So please, I need you to be very careful, when you are using those kind of strategies. So that is that about the session. It's going to be 4 master classes this year. One will be in April. So you can just watch out on this platform and, watch out for me. Then at the same time, in May 2025, 29th to 31st of May, I will be at the Fashion Feast in Port Harcourt. It's a collaboration event. I'll be speaking on the business of fashion. Myself, Precious Apparel. Someone said I should announce it on your TikTok page. Definitely, I will announce it on my TikTok page. Myself, Fashion Apparel, Madam Edidion, then Madam Udo. So it's going to be an amazing session. The business of fashion. The business of fashion. Forget it. All makes sense. It's going to make sense. The registration fee is going to be 50,000 naira. 50,000 naira. You learn about corsetry. You learn about how to niche down, how to use your story. How to use story. Sorry, I'm being distracted from. I'm being distracted with some of the comments that are coming up here. So how to use story to sell your business, the business of fashion. I'll be handling the business of fashion. Please do make it. You can check my Facebook page for the link to register. Just 50,000 naira. It's going to really make sense. I've posted about it on my timeline as well. Please do well to subscribe for that particular class. Someone is saying that you said you are not taking students again. We will just meet you. I beg, no vex. Say if you apply for admission into university and admission don't close, even late admission self don't close, what will happen? You will have to wait for another session. So the same thing is applicable to Fashion Entrepreneurs Business Academy. You will have to wait for another session. And that is why I'm creating some crash courses as well for you. So by April, prepare your money. It is not going to be free. and it is not going to be free, and it is not cheap. Yes, it is not cheap because I will be coming here, to give you premium. The other persons that I will be bringing here, they will also be coming here to give you premium. So forget it. It's going to be really, really worth it. So, as someone said, I don't vex finish. I beg, no vex. I beg, no vex, no vex. So I'll look forward to meeting you next on Sunday. Yes, on Bet's Live on Sunday. You can come here by 8 p.m. on Sunday. You see me live on this platform on Sunday. Then at the same time, Tuesday next week, I'll be bringing another interesting topic for you that I'll be talking about. So thank you so much once more for being a part of this session. You can decide to follow, please, not that you can decide. Follow Ibile Claudia immediately. Madam Doyinshonubi is someone you should listen to. You can also look for her on Facebook, Doyin Shonubi on Facebook. So she's an amazing person. Okay, do you want to say something, ma? Oh yeah, Soro. Please.
No, that's fine. I was going to respond to that. Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to always share. Anytime you want me to come on,
Thank you,
I'll
ma'am.
be glad to
You know,
do
say
that.
now,
Thank you, everyone.
say now only me they call you mommy.
It's okay. Thank you.
Now, like she said, she has some courses that you can always go for. And let me give you one secret now. You can also follow a strategy for the way she created her courses. Don't say I told you. Imagine she has a pattern drafting course for just 4K. And it's not as if she's sharing just little, rada stuff. No, it is not that. It is also very detailed. So imagine a situation whereby you have you are in an environment whereby they don't really want to pay. They don't really want to pay. But you created something worth about 4,000 naira that is valuable for them. If you bring another thing of 10,000 naira, Oga, they will follow you, they will buy from you. So imagine a situation whereby you are now training your audience to now value what you are giving them. That is one way at which you can do that. That is one way at which you can train your audience. So you can also follow a strategy. If you want to learn pattern drafting, please go to our page. Go to our page. I am coming. Let me ABSL.
Yes, ABSL Fashion Institute.
Yes, ABSL Fashion. I'm trying to just bring up the website. abslfashion.com. abslfashion.com. I'm right with your website now. You need to pay me for that. So abslfashion.com, that's our website. You can go there to also go and buy any of our courses. She no send me waiting they tell you. Now,
Thank you.
thank you so much once more. Do have a wonderful night. And for those of you that are just following me, you are welcome. I get stuff on this page, so you can read through them. And please don't spam my page by liking many messages at once. Be cool. Thank you. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.